At Darlington, we're proud to wear purple and white.
Because Tigers strive for greatness.
In the classroom and
All
on the
right,
field.
and welcome back.
We know that we can do anything, be anything.
Achieve anything.
We're part of a program that is 100% dedicated to nourishing our minds and our bodies.
As teammates, we push each other further than we ever thought we could go.
Because every single one of us has something to contribute.
We practice hard so that when we compete, we can leave it all out on the field.
With each win, we build confidence.
With each loss is a lesson.
Our coaches teach us more than technique.
They prepare us to be good teammates,
friends, and people.
We face adversity together
and push through to reach our goals.
We may struggle,
but we will never give up.
Because today,
tomorrow, forever.
We're Darlington Tigers.
Loss came to a really good Christian Heritage team that is in the same region as the Darlington Tigers. It was a 2-point loss. Last year, this game was all Darlington. They won 27-0, shutting out Kings Ridge. And I don't think we're going to have the same football team this year. Obviously, they're able to compete at a higher level because Christian Heritage is a heck of a football team, and they took them all the way to the wire. So I think Darlington will have their hands full here. We've got a capacity crowd. It's going to be a good night, and the captains are about to take the field. And let me go ahead and get those numbers for you. On the Darlington side, we have number 11, Jack Payne. Number 23, Noah Duggan. Number 50, that's Christian McClooney. And number 14, Trenton Mercer, who are going to be your captains for the Darlington Tigers as they go out to midfield to sort out how this game is going to get started. Very, very excited to bring it to you. Want to take a really quick 1-minute break, and we'll come back for kickoff. All right, ladies and gentlemen, the coin has been tossed, and they are sorting this out at midfield. Kings Ridge seems to have won the toss and is making that decision, waiting on the officials to signal in. While they do that, let's see, they've moved Kings Ridge to the far side if we're looking left to right. Darlington will receive the kickoff to start this ball game, so the Tigers offense will take the field. While we get ready for them to kick this off, I'd like to take time to thank our sponsors. We couldn't have this broadcast without them. Floyd Medical Center, Honeymoon Bakery, who sponsors our icing on the cake player of the game, Parker and Lundy Attorneys, and Richard J. Lundy. They're our first down sponsor this season. Riverside Auto Group, Avery Drugs, Harbin Clinic, Rome Orthopedic Center, Ware Mechanical, and Jowers Spar Insurance. We are so thankful for their support of Darlington Tigers football. And it's about that time, ladies and gentlemen. The Kings Ridge drum line is out on the field. The crowd is going wild, as I'm sure you all can hear back home, and we are super glad to have you with us tonight. Joining me at some point, thanks to this Atlanta traffic, will be Rick Lundy on color, but I'll bring it all to you until he gets here. So glad to be here and excited for a heck of a football game. Ain't nothing like a Tiger on a Friday night, or so I've been told. All right. So the Darlington Tigers will take the field. What they've proven to us over the course of this season is this is a team that is progressing and getting better every week. A few weeks ago against Heard County, Jack Payne was electric, taking the top off the defense with the long ball, They were scoring on big passing plays left and right. What they ran into last week was a Heritage Catoosa team that adjusted to that. They played too deep all night long, took away the long ball, and the Darlington Tigers had to adjust, and adjust they did. They ran the ball very, very well last week. Impressive play up front by that offensive line, just moving the guys off the ball. Demarion Floyd and Caleb Thomas had big nights. Val Nowens also got in there and carried the rock late. They seem to like to go to him when they want to ice the game, and he loves that responsibility. He's done really well in that role. All right, enough analysis. Let's play some football. Kings Ridge has got the ball on the tee, and we're about ready to get started here at Van Sant Stadium in Alpharetta, Georgia. Glad you are with us again. Here we go. All right, number 7 is back to kick it off. That is Logan Hewlett. He will kick it deep to the, it looks like, let's see, we've got number 13. Caleb Thompson is back along with his brother Eli, and they have been great in the return game so far this season. Here's the kick, end over end, and it will be Eli who fields the ball. He's out to the 20. Makes a cut, gets to the 30. He's got a seam, and he is down right around the 37-yard line, so that's where the Tigers will start the night on offense. And when I say Tigers, I'm talking about our Darlington Tigers. I'll have to do a better job of specifying since they're both Tigers. That happens quite often, though. So here we go. Darlington takes the field. Jack Payne getting the nod here. Patrick Shelley played a lot last week and played well. They are both very talented quarterbacks who can get the job done. In the backfield's Alan Cordero, man in motion. That's Thompson. It's a pass downfield. He's got his man. That is Will Bagby, and he is down to the 28-yard line. So a little trickeration on the first play, a pitch back to Eli Thompson, and he throws it downfield to Will Bagby, who got behind the defense, and the Tigers are off to a hot start. Darlington at the 28, and that's a Parker and Lundy first down. Until Rick gets here, we're going with that. All right, here we go. Jack Payne in the shotgun. Right next to him is Alan Cordero. He's a bruiser. He gets the ball off the left side, and the Kings Ridge defense is there to meet him at the line of scrimmage. No gain for Darlington on that play. That'll set up a 2nd and 10. What an electric first play and a great way to get this ball game started. Exciting stuff from the Darlington Tigers. They're going to stay in the shotgun. Jack Payne looking over to the sideline, get some instruction. In the backfield with him is Caleb Thompson. Got 2 wide receivers to the right. Payne rolls to his right, fires off the fingertips of Caleb Thompson. Couldn't quite reel that one in, had a little bit too much gas on it, and that will set up a 3rd and 10 from the 28-yard line. Let's see, that stand correct, 29. They're going to keep the same personnel on the field. Check that. Coming off the sideline for Cordero is Will Bagby. Or Thomas Bethel, sorry. Jack Payne in the shotgun. 4 wide receivers. 2 to the left, 2 to the right. Caleb Thompson in the backfield. Here's the snap. Payne takes a 3-step drop and fires. He hits Bagby. Bagby cuts it up and gets a first down. What a big pickup on 3rd down for the Darlington Tigers. And they are in business at the 18-yard line of Kings Ridge. So they got behind the chains there a little bit. Just a simple out route there to Bagby, and he cut it up and did the rest of the work with his legs. Good to have him back. He missed the first couple games of the season. Here we go. Jack Payne in shotgun, 4 wide. Hand off to Thompson. He makes a man miss and picks up about 9 yards on the carry. He'll get inside the 10-yard line. The Tigers can still pick up a first down at the 8 before they'll be in a 1st and goal situation. A nice carry there by Caleb Thompson. Alan Cordero comes onto the field. He's in the sniffer back position. Caleb Thompson back with Jack Payne, 3 wide. Here's the snap. It's a handoff to Thompson. He's greeted at the line of scrimmage, but is able to drag those guys forward a couple of yards, and that's going to set Darlington up with a 1st and goal at the 6-yard line. So this first drive has been excellent so far as Darlington tries to reach pay dirt on their first drive of the game. And Rick Lundy is with me, ladies and gentlemen. I'm glad to have him here. Darlington's off to a hot start. Here, Jack Payne hands off. It's Thompson again. Once again, he's greeted right at the line, but he's able to pick up a couple of yards, and that will set up 2nd and goal at the 4-yard line. Rick, welcome to the broadcast.
Ian, it's great to be here. This whole facility, the campus, simply gorgeous. Established in 2001, I understand. In Milton, the neighboring community, has 2 high schools of its own.
It's an amazing area. We are in suburbia for sure. Here goes Payne out of the shotgun, rolls to his right. He's got a man. That's Eli Thompson, and a Tiger touchdown. Rick, what did you see on that play from Jack Payne?
Well, the snap, the rollout, everything went precisely as planned. And it's good to see precise patterns run instead of just getting in throwing lanes. And it was a pitch and catch, easy touchdown.
And the Tigers, did you catch the first play? It was a throwback. Oh, it was beautiful. It was a nice little trick play to start the night. Oh, and another trick play here is they lined up to kick, and instead they snapped it to Payne. He threw the pass. Let's see who caught that. That was number 42, DJ Johnson, for the 2-point conversion, but I think we may have an objection here from the officials. Let's see what the call is. And they're going to call false start on the Tigers, so that 2-point conversion will be nullified, and we'll see the special teams unit stay on the field for the Tigers.
Well, and it doesn't matter if I agree, but that may have been a little deeper and more thoughtful play than even the referees were ready for. It was an easy pitch and catch. Mason McKenzie made a great snap to Jack Payne, and he threw it to DJ. We'll do it again.
Unfortunately, it won't count.
Yeah, it won't.
And the Tigers will have to kick this one. And let's take this time to talk about Rylan Scott and what an excellent job he's done. He's improved week in, week out as he takes this attempt at the PAT. Here's the snap. It's down. The kick is up. And it's right between the pipes, ladies and gentlemen. So the Darlington Tigers take advantage of their first drive, and it's 7-0 Darlington.
Well, you grow from experiences, good or bad, and the team concept of athletics, especially the broad size of football teams, offense, defense, special teams, the entire football team as a unit. Rylan Scott, since the first game, every time he walks out there, the attention is on him to do his entire job and save the extra point in the very first game of the season. He's been perfect ever since, so he grew from it, and he's been outstanding.
Yeah, absolutely, Rick. And I know, that's a hard spot to be in. Rylan missed that extra point, and that hurts him. He works really hard in practice. But he's been perfect since then. I think he's 3 or 4 field goals since then as well. So he's been a heck of a contributor. And there's so many contributors on this Darlington team. Coach Atha gets the most out of these guys. There's no doubt about it. But the depth has been so impressive this season.
Well, the thing about Rylan Scott, you got to have amnesia on something that's not quite as successful. Then you have to have ice water in your veins every play because everything's dependent upon you to ultimately make the kick. And he's been doing so well. He's batting almost 1,000.
And he'll kick it off here from the 40-yard line. And it's a squib kick down the middle, fielded by 22 of Kings Ridge. I'll get his name in a moment. Nice tackle there. I think that was Alan Cordero. Boy, he loves contact. You can just tell.
Well, Alan Cordero is a state champion wrestler for Darlington, if I'm not mistaken. And when you get on the mat with Alan or get on the gridiron with Alan, you're not going to outrun him, outshape him, or out-effort him. And he made an excellent play there.
Absolutely, and that was Dean Giacobbe that took the return there for Kings Ridge, and we'll be calling his name a lot. Back in the shotgun is quarterback Charlie Jones, number 9, and I'm going to familiarize myself with this roster as we go, ladies and gentlemen, so bear with me. Jones, hands off, and the Darlington Tigers defense is there to greet the running back for little or no gain. I think he got about a yard.
Well, number 42 for Darlington is an excellent player, DJ Johnson. He caught the 2-point conversion that they nullified for the illegal procedure. And DJ Johnson has been one of those Swiss Army players for us this year. He's slimmed up, muscled up, sped up, and he's our tight end now.
And the development of these guys from last year to this year has been amazing. That's a big plus there by the coaching staff. They've done some great work with these kids. All right, we've got Jones back in the shotgun. He's going to hand it off again. And there's a little more room to run there, but not much. And this defensive line's played great all season. Rick, what did you see on that play?
Well, the defensive line for Darlington seems to, they know their jobs and they execute them well, and they don't worry about what their teammates doing and the guy beside them, because he's going to do his job as well. The thing that you're dealing with at Darlington School is these boys have a high level of intellect, and they're extremely driven to execute for the team effort, and they do it every play.
Absolutely. The effort is always there when you talk about Darlington Tiger football, and that is a staple of Coach Athan for sure. Jones back to pass this time on 3rd and long. He fires, and it's up in the air, and Patrick Shelley has intercepted it. He's at the 50. He cuts it up, and he steps out of bounds at the 48. So a big turnover for the Darlington defense here early in the game, and that ball came out a little high, and the Tigers took advantage.
Well, we had a tip drill when I was in high school, and it was called, when the ball was tipped, we'd say ball and Bulldogs. I'm sure here it's ball and Tigers, and Patrick did exactly that. And he's used to rebounds. He's recruitable as a two-sport athlete in both football and basketball.
Just a heck of an athlete. It's good to see him on the field. He made his first appearance just last week, so we're glad to have Patrick back on the field.
Definitely.
And the Tigers take over at the 48. Jack Payne in the shotgun with Caleb Thompson at running back. He'll hand it to Thompson. Thompson's got a big hole up the middle. He cuts left, makes another move. He's made 3 guys miss, and they finally wrangle him down at around the 21-yard line. And the running game is hot and cooking right now, Rick.
Well, a Mini Cooper could be driven through that hole. And when you talk about Butler and Gamage and Hancock and McClooney, I guess, and all those guys, they're just going to plow the road. They've done it against St. Francis. They've done it against Heritage Catoosa, and they're starting out in a great way tonight.
3 wideouts to the right. Payne takes the snap. He hands off to Cordero. Cordero has another big hole up the middle, and it looks like he's going to pick up about 6 or 7 before he's tackled there. And the Tigers are leaning on the running game. They did it last week, and you mentioned those big nasties. They don't get enough attention. They're doing a great job out there.
They don't. They're in the middle. They're having blunt force trauma every play, and they love it, and they want some more, and they're about to get some more right here.
Here we go. Payne in the shotgun. Hands to Cordero. This time a little bit better on the defense. They were able to greet him just a yard past the line of scrimmage and drag him down. That will not be enough for a first down. Sets up about a 3rd and 3 or a long 2 here at around the 13-yard line.
Well, one of the things from listening to you and Matt call over the years is you've always recognized Ian Darlington's RPO capability, and with Jack Payne, it's no less the opportunity here.
Absolutely. He's in the shotgun with 2 wideouts to the right. He hands off to Thompson, and Kings Ridge was up to the challenge this time. Quarterback Charlie Jones, he's a two-way guy. You see that a lot in this level of high school football. He came in and made a great tackle there for a loss, and that puts Darlington in a tough predicament here. They've got to decide whether or not they want to come out and kick the field goal or go for it in a 4th and manageable situation.
Well, the situation being what it is and how well we played defense moments ago, I think we're going to go for it. It's 4th and 4, and we've got the ball inside the 15 of Kings Ridge. If they stop us, they've got a long way to go. Absolutely.
So the offense does stay on the field, and it is Jack Payne and Caleb Thompson in the backfield, 4 wide receivers. Here we go. The snap is to Payne. Payne takes the step. Fires wide open. Will Bagby into the end zone for a Darlington touchdown. That was too easy, Rick.
Well, Will Bagby is the slot play receiver in that play, and he runs an excellent route. And when he makes his break, the ball's right there for him from Jack Payne. Pitch and catch. Let me tell you something. Will Bagby has glue for hands, and he's already had a previous catch in the first drive, and that's his 2nd catch is for a touchdown. Will Bagby, I'm very high on that young man.
Well, he might like cupcakes. He's put himself in the running for the Honeymoon Bakery icing on the cake player of the game already.
He already has, and stepping up for your team means everything, and I know that family, know that young man. He's a fine young man.
And the Tigers are off to a hot start, 13-0, PAT pending. As we await the snap, Ryland Scott, kick is up and right between the pipes. Darlington couldn't ask for a better start. They took the kickoff, marched down the field for a touchdown after a trick play and picking up a key 3rd down and scored a touchdown. They followed that up with an interception by Patrick Shelley on a tip ball, took over in Kings Ridge territory at the 48, and then marched it right down the field, scoring on a 4th down and 4 play, and that connection was between Jack Payne and Will Bagby. So what a great start, and the Tigers will look to keep it going.
Well, on 4th down and 4, we improvised, and we made the play we needed to play, and it was a big enough play not to just be a first down, to be a touchdown to Will Bagby. And the pitch and catch was flawless. And right now, Kings Ridge does not have an answer for us.
They don't. They absolutely don't, Rick. And the progression of this Darlington team, ever since they fell down 14-0 in that second game. They've been a different football team, and they just seem to get better and better with each quarter they play.
Well, when I had the pleasure, when you were touring the nation, and I was at St. Francis with Matt, at 10 minutes left in the second quarter, exactly as you said, we ran off 35 unanswered points against St. Francis, and the energy of this offense and this whole team has not looked back.
End-over-end kick here as the Tigers lined up tight on that kickoff coverage. They sometimes like to onside it, but they did not decide to do that. Kicked it deep, and that was number 4. And we're going to be calling 3 guys' names a lot on this Kings Ridge team. You've got Ethan Joseph, Charlie Jones, and Dean Giacobbe. Those are the 3 players to watch for that version of the purple and white Tigers. So on that particular run back, it was Ethan Joseph, and he sets them up with pretty good field position. Let's see where the officials are going to mark the ball, right at the 35-yard line where he went out of bounds. So that's where Kings
22 Thomas Bethel made the stop, and he's a recent joiner back to the team from an injury like Mr. Schilling.
It's great to see Bethel back on the field.
It is. He's very positive attitude to the team.
Jones,
great athlete.
Fumble. Ball's on the ground. And it's still loose, and the Tigers have got it. Who came up with it? I think that was Alan Cordero that finally got on the ball. It was indeed Mr. Cordero. And that ball just came loose. It was a bad exchange. It rolled forward. There were a lot of different Tigers going for the ball, but it was the Darlington Tigers that were able to scoop it up. So Kings Ridge, 2 possessions, 2 turnovers, and Darlington. Well, let's see what we've got here. Yeah, they're setting him up right there. They're gonna rule it dead where he recovered the ball back at the 38-yard line. So Darlington once again in scoring position on their 3rd drive.
Well, Alan Cordero is dynamite, comes in small packages, and he has great balance. And he found that ball, and you play to the echo of the whistle, and with the ball bounding and rolling, no one else but Alan Cordero is going to be there, whether he's on a mat or the gridiron, and he's going to make the play.
All right, Kings Ridge took a timeout. We're going to take a 30-second break to hear from our sponsors. We'll be right back. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are back with you. Kings Ridge took a timeout after their second drive ended in a second turnover. I think it was good that they took a timeout and a deep breath for their sake. The Darlington Tigers are not letting off the pedal. They'll start their 3rd offensive drive from the Kings Ridge 43-yard line. And Rick, you were talking about Thomas Bethel before we went to the break, and he's the definition of a utility player. Just an excellent guy. Great to have him back on this squad.
He is. He can hit home runs, pitch a no-hitter, and he can do anything on offense and defense under a helmet.
High snap. Payne handles it, gets it to Thompson, but excellent defense there by Kings Ridge as they tackle the Tigers for a loss. And that all started with the snap, got things kind of a little off rhythm.
It did, and I'm sure that the interior linemen are having a contest between themselves on who can get the most pancake blocks, and number 66, Gus Gamage, will be right there in the hunt.
And you can see it when you look at the line of scrimmage right now. Darlington is just bigger and more athletic. There is no doubt about that. That play didn't go the way they wanted it to, but they set up here for 2nd and 11 after a 2-yard loss, 2nd and 12. Jack Payne in the backfield with Caleb Thompson. Alan Cordero at the sniffer position. Snap is back, play action. Payne in the pocket. He's under pressure, and he's going to be brought down. And I told you we were going to call this young man's name a lot. That was Dean Giacobbe with the sack. Credit given where credit is due. Yep. Nice defense there by Kings Ridge, and that puts Darlington in their first 3rd and long, and it's 3rd and a long way at about 17 yards to get the first down. What'd you see on that play?
Well, it seems to be a blitz right over center. Shortest distance between 2 points, certainly for Kings Ridge, with a straight line to Jack Payne. Like you said, credit where credit's due. He makes the sack.
Now, Darlington has shown the ability to pick these up throughout the season. They've been in these bad situations and found a way to get it done. Brent Bell is an excellent play caller, and he's been on fire this season. Payne back in the shotgun, 4 wide receivers. Thompson back with him. He's going to drop back to pass. Pressure's on. It's a screen. A little high coming out there, and he misses Thompson. Oh, if he catches that ball, that could have gone to the house. But Payne was under pressure. Ball came out a little bit high, and the Darlington Tigers are going to have to punt this one away. So Kings Ridge is able to get the stop after their second turnover, and they'll get the ball back as the punt team comes on for the Darlington Tigers.
Well, except for it being incomplete, I think we saw the execution of the play. We can come back to that. You're going to see Jack Payne drop that right in the bucket to Mr. Thompson, and he had green pastures.
Yeah, absolutely. Last week, I think Payne only missed 2 passes, and one was on a screen where he got hit as he was throwing it. He had an excellent game last week. Here we go. Here's the punt. I believe it's Mr. Bethel back there kicking it away. He's been excellent in that position. Takes his time. Nice spiral kick that's going to land right at the 19 and take a Darlington bounce, settle in right around the 15-yard line. And there we have it. Kings Ridge will take over there for their 3rd possession. And they are struggling right now, Rick.
They are.
We'll see if that time might help them gain their composure, but 2 drives, 2 turnovers, that's not the recipe for success.
Well, I think what they're going to need to do is just get back to what they can do in the beginning and run the ball. And if they can establish a run against Darlington, which is going to be a tall order for them to move the chains running only, because our interior linemen and our linebackers are really flying to the ball and controlling the line of scrimmage. We'll see.
Charlie Jones in the shotgun. He's back there with Ethan Joseph. 2 wideouts to the left, 1 to the right. Here's the snap. It's a read option, and Jones keeps it, and the Tigers are having none of it. Greeting him right at the line of scrimmage. I think he'll lose about a half a yard there on first down.
Cordero.
Man, he has got a nose for the ball. And Matt and I talk about it all the time, Rick. When he's running the ball on offense, he looks to hit somebody. He wants contact.
He does. He has a linebacker's mentality, even when he's running the ball at running back. And he has a low center of gravity. And remember a guy from Oklahoma State named Barry Sanders that would run under tackles, and then he could get in the open field, but he could punish you if you hemmed him up.
No doubt about it. Ethan Jones is in the backfield with Ethan Joseph, with Charlie Jones in the shotgun, 2 wideouts to the left. Jones back to pass. He fires underneath. It's tipped again and intercepted again. This time it is the outstanding freshman. And, man, you can't say enough about this young man, Joel Owenberg, with the pick. And that's the second tip drill that has been successfully executed by the Darlington Tigers.
Absolutely. Ball Tigers and the Shelley breakup, who intercepted the tip last time we took it down and scored, went to Lowenberg, and I tell you, he's playing junior and senior football as a freshman.
And it feels like schoolyard football here. It's your turn for an interception. Go get it, guys. Let's have a good night. And Patrick Shelley's going to come out at quarterback here on the Tigers' 4th possession. It's him and Caleb Thompson in the backfield, 4 wide receivers. Snap to Shelley. He hands off to Thompson. He's got a hole, breaks a tackle, and drags big number 68, and I'll get his number for you. That's Noah Smith that was on the tackle, but he didn't get him down until he gained 8 yards. You'll take that all day.
Ian, you're exactly right. What's happening, it seems like, is our guys so effectively blocking them straight up, helmet to shoulder pads, that they're starting to run around and create easier corridors for Thompson and others to run.
Here's the handoff. It's Thompson again, and this time Kings Ridge is there to greet him before he can get a first down. That's going to set up a 3rd and 1. And really, in this situation, we've already seen the Tigers go for it on 4th and 4. The playbook's wide open.
Absolutely. I think there's no question about it.
3 wide to the left. Thompson in the backfield with Shelley. Here's the snap. Shelley keeps this time. Well defended. But as Patrick Shelley does, he finds a crease when there doesn't seem to be one. I'm not sure. He is going to be short. It's going to be 4th and 1. But Shelley almost picked that 4th down up, and it really looked like a no-win situation.
Shelley has long arms, he's muscled up, and he can dunk a basketball, so his leg strength and the piston power in his legs, he nearly drove the 2 defenders for the first down. He keeps the ball again.
He does, and it's a sneak. Rick, you don't see that too often. It's 4th and 1, and you're running the quarterback sneak, and he about broke that for a touchdown.
I thought he was going to break it and run it into the end zone.
Yeah, so the nose is right at the 10-yard line, so we'll see where they set the chains. I think this will be 1st and goal. There may be an opportunity to pick up a first inside the 1. Tigers may not need it the way they're operating right now. Shelley getting things sorted out. Thomas Bethel in the slot. Caleb Thompson in the backfield.
That sharp slant to Bagby will still be open again.
Absolutely. Shelley fakes, dumps it off to Cordero. Right around the 6 or 7 yard line, he is tackled by John Robinson of Kings Ridge, and that'll set up 2nd down and goal.
Well, 2nd and goal to go is a little slow in developing, but successful pitch and catch, and we made positive yardage.
Absolutely, and getting Shelley into his rhythm as well. He hadn't thrown a pass yet. So.
This is his first package at quarterback this game, and he's executing well.
And you see Brent Bell do that a lot. Start him off with the short passes. You just want to get him in rhythm. So here goes Shelley in the backfield. Cordero is alongside him. 3 wide to the left. Handoffs to Cordero, and that time well-executed defense. Those guys stayed in their gaps, and Cordero had nowhere to go. That's no gain. It'll set up 3rd and goal from the 5.
Credit where credit's due. They packed the middle. We ran it to the middle, and that was their answer. But 3rd down, and we're in 4-down territory.
We sure are, and I would expect here that the Tigers try to get out on the edge. They've had a lot of success there so far. They've had success everywhere so far.
Exactly.
They're going to spread the field with 4 wide receivers. In the backfield with Patrick Shelley is Caleb Thompson. Shelley barking orders to his offensive line, who have played excellent so far. Here's the snap. Back to pass. He steps up. Pressure. He finds his man. That's Thompson, and he's going to take it into the end zone. And it looked like that play was going nowhere. And Patrick Shelley is able to use those strong legs to stay up and dump that man off. He checked down. He found Thompson out there in the flat, and Thompson takes it to the house.
He checked down. He did his rotation of receivers, and he scrambled and set himself and threw out to the side. And those sideline passes or hitch passes are hard to throw instead of downfield. And Thompson made a cradled catch and just got it in the end zone inside the buoy.
And we're seeing a trend from last week. You know, Heritage Catoosa didn't sit back and let the Tigers pass. They brought pressure.
Exactly.
And you're seeing that from Kings Ridge tonight. They were in Shelley's face immediately. He did a great job to make that play. Here comes Rylan Scott out for the extra point. He's perfect so far, 2 of 2. Here's the snap. Payne gets it down, and that is through the uprights. 21-0. Darlington Tigers have the lead with 17 seconds left in the first quarter. What an excellent start to this game.
No question about it. I told my father-in-law, Eddie Atkins, who had come to the last 2 games, and I said, Eddie, if you're going to be at home, listen to us on WLAQ, and you're listening right now. And I shared with him that if by the end of the first quarter we're not considerably in control, I will be somewhat surprised. So I feel really good that my prognostication is holding true.
Absolutely. And Rick, it's really a pleasure to be here with you tonight. The circumstances are tough, and just want to take a minute again to let everybody know the Davis family's in our prayers, with Randy Davis in the hospital back in Rome. We love the family. We love what we do, and we're proud to be here tonight for that station. So,
absolutely. Couldn't have said it any better. We love the Davises. Truly a family of radio icons led by the patriarch Randy Davis. We love you, Randy. We're thinking about you and praying for you.
And here's the kickoff. I know he would want us to be here calling Darlington Tigers.
No question about it.
Here's the kick, and this one, it's a live ball. It's still on the ground. I do believe Kings Ridge got on it, but Darlington had an opportunity to turn them over again. So it's been a wild first quarter. Not the way you want to start if you're a Kings Ridge fan, but if you're a Darlington fan, you're having a good time tonight.
Yeah, that may have been a bit muffed, and I don't know if there was any movement on the ball right before he was able to kick it, but Mr. Scott made it rain with it a bit and brought it down. I thought we were going to recover it as a sudden, impromptu onside kick.
Absolutely. They had an opportunity. Didn't get it, though, and Charlie Jones will take over here. He pitches it out to the running back, and well executed there, sideline to sideline. Darlington showing that speed, and again, that's our boy, a true freshman, Joel Lowenberg, out there on the tackle, and he's running as the quarterback of the defense at that middle linebacker spot. He looks like he's been doing it for years. Looks like a senior to me, not a freshman.
Exactly. We call it water bucket to water bucket when you're going east and west. Football field runs north and south, end zone to end zone, and water bucket to water bucket is sideline to sideline. We've got guys that immediately attack the ball, and he's one of them, and only a freshman. I just can't imagine what he's going to be like his junior and senior year.
Absolutely. That brings us to the end of the first quarter. Darlington's up 21-0. We're going to take a 30-second break. We'll be right back with you on WLAQ. All right, we are back with you here on WLAQ, proudly broadcasting the Darlington Tigers here from Kings Ridge Christian Academy in Alpharetta, Georgia. It's 21-0 Tigers. Kings Ridge has the ball. It's 2nd down and 8. for Kings Ridge.
Beautiful night for football.
Oh, it is, Rick, absolutely. Under center, Johnson hands off, and he's got a hole, and for the first time tonight, Kings Ridge picks up a first down, and that was Ethan Joseph on the carry, and that time that was just well executed. Great blocking up front for them, gave him a crease, and he took advantage of it, and they're in Darlington Tigers territory at the 49.
Well, Matt Davis told me one of the great rules of announcing is to be generous to the referees, but I would suggest to them if they see Patrick Shelley's number get at a 45-degree angle and stretch, that probably means he's being held. But credit where credit's due, they made their first down.
And I tell you what, being in Matt's captain's chair is a different position for me, Rick, so I appreciate you watching the field and catching those things as I call the play-by-play. Here's the handoff. Darlington is there to greet the ball carrier. That was number 18, Fisher Edwards, on the carry. He's going to pick up about 3 yards in a cloud of dust, which you'll take if you can get it every down. But the Tigers have not been giving that to them so far tonight.
Well, he was hit hard by number 66, Gus Gamage, and then number 51 for the Tigers, Gatlin Hancock. And I would chance to say that was about 470 pounds laying on him.
No doubt about it. And Gamage has gotten really, really lean as compared to what he was last season. So strength and conditioning has been excellent for him.
The Iron Tiger was nothing else than great for him.
I form. Handoff goes to Fisher Edwards again. He's not going to get 3 yards this time. He'll get about 2 in a cloud of dust, and that'll set up a third and short 5, I would say, from the Darlington 44.
Once again, Gus Gamage coming down, cracking down straight away, and he's dominating his man on defense, and all the interior linemen, 52, Bryant Powell, number 50, Christian McClooney, and along with Gamage and Hancock, they're controlling the line of scrimmage.
No doubt about it. Shotgun formation here on 3rd and 4. Charlie Jones in the backfield. He fires. He's got his man, number 23, who is greeted rudely by a couple of Darlington players, but he holds on to the ball and picks up another Kings Ridge first down, as this has been the most impressive drive for the home team so far tonight.
Let's say Jack Good did justice to the number 10. Joseph Marion wore it last year, and he was one of our headhunters.
Oh, man.
I think Jack Good stuck that guy really well, and that guy on the next drag route will remember number 10.
He will. He was greeted rudely. most definitely. Yeah, that strength and conditioning, it's amazing how lean the big guys especially are for the Tigers this year. Just a shout-out to that effort by the coaching staff.
Gus, DJ, Hancock, all those guys, and Iron Tiger is just second to none.
Here we go. They're sticking with this I formation as
somebody needs to get out here.
Yeah, uncovered out on the left side. Jones under center. It's play action, and it's a screen. Wow, what a play there. And let me make sure I get the right guy. That's DJ Johnson.
Yes.
If you can't get to the quarterback, what do you do, Rick?
You try to intercept the ball or tip drill it, and he nearly intercepted it, and he would have had green acres.
Absolutely. They were trying to set up the screen. Johnson was having none of it. Couldn't get to the quarterback, got his hands up, tipped the ball. There was a Kings Ridge player that almost ended up making the catch, but it still would have been a loss had he been able to reel it in. So here we are at 2nd down and 10.
Their scheme has been disrupted completely by Darlington's defensive scheme. Their offensive scheme has been disrupted.
They've gone with more heavy sets here on this possession, so they must see something they like. Single back formation under center. Jones hands it off, and that's Joseph. He gets some good yardage there, about 6 or 7, puts them in 3rd and manageable, and you'd have to think down 21-0, this is 4-down territory the rest of the way if you're on that side of the field.
They're at the 30-yard line of the Darlington Tigers, so I would think Kings Ridge, they have to go for it here to try to establish something internally, morale-wise, to think that they maybe can win.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Yeah, you want to claw your way back in this game.
I don't know that they think they can win right now. It's 14 to 18-year-olds, and I'm sure their morale is not great.
Absolutely. Here they come. They're going to go back to that shotgun formation. They've got one out wide. It's more of a pistol that they're in here. Jones hands off, and that's Fisher Edwards. And he's not going to get the first down. He maybe got a half a yard there as Darlington was ready for that play, and it'll set up a 4th down and a long 3.
Well, between McClooney and Cordero and Thompson, it just wasn't going to happen.
Big number 56, Truett Hayworth, is coming out here. He'll eat up a couple of linemen.
He will. He definitely will.
He had a fabulous ball game on the offensive line last week. I mean, the guy was just blowing people off the ball the entire game.
He was. They were drawing straws on who was going to line up on him defensively.
If Kings Ridge wants to climb back in this game, they need to pick this up. If you're a Darlington fan, You don't want that. So here comes the Kings Ridge offense in shotgun formation, 4 wide receivers. Jones takes the snap, and we've got a procedure penalty. I believe this will be a false start. It is. Back them up 5 yards. I still think they're going to line up and go for it at this position on the field.
If they don't go for it, they're going to give some kid, I don't know who their kicker is, an opportunity to set a school record.
Probably. And every now and then at the high school level, you'll see one of those guys. We had one last year. Just an amazing kicker in Brenton Sumner. That guy.
Absolutely.
Is he at Mercer now? Is that correct? I believe
he is.
Yeah.
I believe he is. And the young man we have now is just shaping right into that same mold.
He is, and that's a testament to the coaching staff and how they prepare these guys to play on special teams. So they will line up and go for it, but it's going to be a little bit more difficult to pick it up. As they've got 7 yards to pick up, it's going to be Jones in the backfield with Ethan Joseph, 2 wideouts to the right, and you're going to have a timeout by Kings Ridge. We're going to take one, too, so we can hear from our wonderful sponsors. We'll be back with you in 30 seconds. All right, Rick. Well, Ware Mechanical just told us it's hard to stop a train when you're talking about an HVAC. It's hard to stop a Darlington Tiger if you're on the Kings Ridge defense tonight.
You know, we say it so many times, and the moniker is on sweatshirts, T-shirts, and it's just fabled at Darlington. It's great to be a Darlington Tiger on a Friday night.
There's no doubt about it. On a Friday night that is this nice outside, I wouldn't want to be anywhere else. This is perfect.
No way.
4th down, and this is a big play if you're a Kings Ridge fan. They need to pick this up. Darlington will attempt to thwart that effort. Back to passes Jones. He goes outside. Nice cut there by Joseph. He gets the first down, and that was all will on Joseph's part. He made 2 Darlington players miss, and they pick up a huge, huge 4th down to keep this drive alive and their hopes alive in this game at this point.
Well, number 9, Charlie Jones, made a senior play for them. He escaped a sack and got it over to the left side, and the guy made the necessary yardage, but they still are going to have to score on this Darlington defense.
They are. That was he barely completed the pass.
He did.
The pressure was on. They're going to stay in this shotgun formation. Jones is back with Joseph, 2 wideouts to the right. Handoff is to Joseph, and he is greeted rudely by 3 Tigers there, led by DJ Johnson. He got him high. Somebody else got him low. I missed that, and maybe we'll see it here on the replay monitor that we have.
Number 10 got him low.
Jack Good.
Yeah, he did.
Great defense there. They did pick up about 2.5 yards. That sets up the 3rd and long 7, or 2nd and 7, pardon me. So happy to be here with you tonight. Whether you're with us online, listening on our FM station or AM station, we're glad to have you with us. Or if you're watching the YouTube feed, you have to look at me and Rick. We have faces for radio, but that's okay.
That's okay. Let's do it. 2nd and a long 7.
Here we go. Jones back in shotgun. Joseph with him. He's going to pitch it. Joseph has a little room. The Tigers are pursuing sideline to sideline. Did an excellent job there. He picked up a few yards, but looked like he had some lanes, and the Tigers did a great job closing down.
Well, Hewlett was trying to sustain a block against number 18, Eli Thompson. And what Mr. Hewlett didn't realize for Kings Ridge is Thompson was holding him and looking over his shoulder as a defensive player, and then he shucked him and made the stop the way you want a cornerback to make it.
Great pursuit there. You were talking about that bucket drill. Again, Darlington, they can stop you between the tackles, but they have the speed to stop you sideline to sideline as well.
Absolutely.
Big 3rd down here for Kings Ridge. Jones back with Joseph. He's going to drop back to pass. Good, comes free off the edge. He's under duress. Throws a Hail Mary. There's no way that's going to be complete. Threw it 5 yards out of bounds. The pressure from Darlington was just too much for Jones to handle.
Well, DJ Johnson and number 18 on a full blitz, Eli Thompson, were literally in his helmet with him. I don't know how he got it off, but, you know, he went the opposite direction and threw it while within the middle hash marks out of bounds. and one of our cheerleaders, my daughter, a senior cheer captain, almost made the play.
Absolutely. He pulled a Tony Romo there to get loose. That was a nice move, but an incomplete pass. Setting up a 4th down and 4 here. Can they convert again? Jones back to pass. He's looking for his target. Fires high. It's tipped and intercepted. Shelley tipped it and picked it that time. He's to the 20. He steps out of bounds right there, and the Tigers have turned them over for the 4th time tonight. That is Patrick Shelley's 2nd interception. His first was tipped by one of his teammates. That time, he did the tipping and the picking.
He did solo. He tipped it, he grabbed it, and like we said, you know, the only thing that he could possibly do better than playing football is maybe playing basketball. And you have a lot of guys at the collegiate and the NFL level that had great basketball careers, both in high school and college, and were dual athletes. That's what you have in Patrick Shelley. Excellent tip drill and made the interception.
And that sets Darlington up with a 21-0 lead. They take over at their 21-yard line. Jack Payne in at quarterback. Takes the snap. He's going to hand it off to Caleb Thompson. Looked like he had a crease there, but a good tackle from Kings Ridge. That was number 78 that pulled him down. That's Asher Deedy for Kings Ridge. Still a nice gain. You'll take that 2.5, 3 yards on first down all night long.
Yeah, they had their pursuit where they needed to with their linebackers, but we're still controlling the line of scrimmage and blowing out their interior linemen.
We've seen them get to the second level all night long, so it's just a matter of time. Alan Cordero comes on. We haven't seen Demarion Floyd, who was our player of the game last week. Not sure what's going on there. Payne, 3-step drop, fires. He hits DJ Johnson on a simple out route and picks up about 5 yards, setting up a 3rd and short.
DJ Johnson makes the catch, and he makes the catch raising a right elbow and the left elbow below it, and that's a difficult catch on a sharp out route on a short sideline, and the ball was delivered with that laser accuracy by Jack Payne.
You said it, Rick. Laser. Yeah. That guy doesn't take anything off the ball. He fires it each time. There's the snap. Hand off to Cordero. Again, a little problem on the snap there, and unfortunately, when you're running, you know, these read option plays like that, it can blow the whole thing up. That one was stopped before it ever got started, and that puts Darlington in a tough position here.
Yeah, a little portion of a second of slow in the development of the play can make all the difference. And you're right. That's going to. We should kick it away. I think we are.
Yeah, 21-point lead here. Play it safe. Thomas Bethel comes on, the jack of all trades. He can kick it. He can throw it. He can catch it. He can run it. And he's done an excellent job punting the ball in these last few ball games. Just really flipped the field for the Tigers.
Yeah, we've missed Charlie Jones, but Mr. Bethel has stepped in and filled that void.
Another good kick, solid hang time, nice spiral. And it hits at the 35 and takes a Darlington bounce. Still rolling inside the 20. Tigers are just waiting for it to roll dead, fanning it as they go, and it'll roll dead at the 14-yard line. So you talk about flipping the field. He kicked that ball inside their own 20, and now Kings Ridge will take over back at their own 14. Excellent job executing in special teams.
Well, offense, defense, special teams, Darlington does it all and does it well. The punt, the coverage, and what Kings Ridge is struggling with, a prime example of that is you just stepped up, made the fair catch, and made the difference in where they're going to start by about 17 yards.
Yeah, excellent punt there by Bethel. And, you know, last year, Rick, I think he threw for, caught, and ran for a touchdown throughout that season. He was just a heck of a player.
He was.
They come out in single back form. Jones hands it off. That is Fisher Edwards on the carry, and he's going nowhere but backwards as they're going to drop him for a yard loss.
Well, a swarm of white jerseys converged on the ball in a den of tigers.
And it
Darlington
is
Tigers.
I know, you have to specify tonight.
Yeah.
And the colors are even the same. I was talking about that during the pregame. Yeah. We've got purple and white Tigers everywhere you look.
Yeah, exactly.
But it's the Darlington clan of Tigers that are doing well tonight.
Folks, this is a beautiful campus. The people have just been a model of wonderful greeting behavior. We had golf carts driving us from our parking spaces, and they've just been wonderful people. Kings Ridge has.
Excellent. Charlie Jones hands it off to Joseph. He kicks it to the outside, tries to get loose, but he cannot. Excellent defense there, and that was Trenton Mercer on the tackle, number 14.
Trenton Mercer decided he wasn't going to let go until the play was definitely over, and he had a hold of a hunk of Kings Ridge Tiger jersey.
And Eli Thompson is down on the play. He's sitting up, so I don't know if this is a cramp. He's holding his knee, and the Darlington staff's coming over to take a look at him. We're going to take a quick break and hope everything's okay with Mr. Thompson. We'll be back in 30 seconds. Something wrong with the board, so I have to listen to my phone to know if the brakes are coming.
No. He landed.
We are back with you here on WLAQ. They are still tending to Eli Thompson. Rick, did you see what happened out there?
No, he had excellent pursuit on the play, and Mr. Mercer, while he made the stop and was spinning the athlete around, that's a great sign that Eli's up and jogging off the field with no noticeable limp at all. Maybe he just had some tweak or funny landing on the ground that made him cautious and wanted the trainers to come out. And we have excellent trainers, and we're backed up by ROC and everyone in the Rome, Floyd area to take care of these young athletes.
It's one of the unique things about our area. The health care is just second to none for a community and a region of our size. So glad to have their expertise on hand.
No question about it.
Kings Ridge, second down, or no, it's third down and about 8. Jones, back to pass, swings it out to Joseph. He's been a heck of a player, and he gave that everything he could, but it's not going to pick up the first down. It's going to be 4th down and about 3, and I believe we'll see Kings Ridge punt this away. Too much of a gamble to go for it on 4th down on your own 23.
21-0 or 28-0, you don't go for it late in the second quarter on your own 22-yard line. You're exactly right, and they need to punt it away.
And they will, as a special teams.
The only thing I would say is maybe, be bold and be bold. Would they fake it?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, at this point, rolling the dice, I can understand, but you definitely want to use your strategy and catch the other team off guard, because Darlington seems ready for what they're bringing on offense for the most part. I'm not sure we've got a stoppage in play. I don't believe anybody called a timeout. Maybe Darlington spent one. We're going to stay with it here and not take a break just in case. But Darlington has 3 minutes and 3 seconds. They have 2 timeouts left, plenty of time for them to mount a scoring drive before halftime. And Rick, it's been an impressive performance so far.
Well, I was thinking back on what we could say where there's room for improvement, and what you want to be able to say is through the cohesion and execution of the offense, the defense, and the special teams, I can't think of anything.
Those coachable moments?
Exactly.
Right.
Those coachable moments it's going to be a short list.
And last week it was the exact opposite. They had to go into the locker room and make some big adjustments, and that's, again, a credit to Coach Atha and his staff. They did it, and the players executed those adjustments to perfection in the second half last week. So now they've just got to find a way to keep the pedal down going the rest of the way. Kings Ridge comes out to punt this away. This is the first time they've punted because they've turned it over on every other drive. Here's the snap, a little high. Fielded, we've got a flag on the play. Nice spiral. Eli Thompson already back on the field to return. That's a great sign.
It is.
So he lets that one bounce, and Kings Ridge will down that at the Darlington 38-yard line. Let's see what the penalty is as the refs come together to decide.
I didn't get a look at anything that jumped out at me as far as an infraction, but okay, illegal procedure.
That flag came flying out as soon as the ball was snapped because I caught it in my eye line, so I thought it might be a procedure penalty. It was indeed, and you'll make them kick it again. I mean, back them up 5 yards and give Eli Thompson, a guy who can make plays in the open field, give him a chance to return one.
Opposite of the snapping, straight laser snaps that we get from Mason McKenzie to our punter, that was a somewhat soft and kind of an arced snap, a little high. Maybe we can block this next one.
Yeah, it might see something to bring it.
Exactly.
Bring the heat after this.
We nearly blocked that other one.
And I can't get the number. I know it's in the 50s as far as their punter, so I apologize to any Kings Ridge listeners there. I'll try to catch it when he's going off the field. But he's back to punt. Eli Thompson back to receive. He's standing at the Kings Ridge 48. We've got a whistle. We've got a timeout for Kings Ridge. Frustrated coach. We're going to take 30 seconds as well to hear from our sponsors. We'll be right back. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are back with you here on WLAQ. Hope you're enjoying our coverage of Darlington Tigers football. They are leading this ball game 21-0 late in the second quarter. Kings Ridge is punting from the inside their own 5-yard line. Better snap this time. About the same on the kick. It's a little end over end. Takes a bounce, and a good bounce for Kings Ridge. Eli Thompson was thinking about fielding that, and it just rocketed when it hit the 40-yard line and bounced another 15 yards to almost 20, where Darlington will take over at their 41. So net 3 yards at the end of all that, Rick.
He punted it from his own 4-yard line. It went out of bounds on the Darlington 41, so the punter did all he could for Kings Ridge, and we've got great field position for a 2-minute and 38-second consumption of time and Darlington score, we believe.
That's absolutely what we're hoping for. 2:38 left on the clock, 2 timeouts. Patrick Shelley is in at quarterback this possession. He's got Eli Thompson and Thomas Bethel out to his left. I can't see the number. I think Will Bagby is out far on the right, and Caleb Thompson's in the backfield. Here's the snap to Shelley. Hands it to Thompson, and he just slithers his way through for 6 yards. And again, Rick, you were talking about how they're really dominating on the line of scrimmage, and we're getting 3 yards at will, and Thompson's able to make a lot more happen.
No question about it. We're controlling the line of scrimmage, and we're going fast.
Shelley keeps this time. We've got a flag down, and that is in the area of holding. It wasn't thrown. It was thrown post-snap, so I'm wondering if we've got a hold here on Darlington.
Hold or possibly a face mask against Kings Ridge. It may be a hold, though.
And we've seen a lot of defensive holding calls, almost like there's been a focus on that amongst the GHSA high school officials. So let's see what the call is. We're waiting on them to sort this out. They're backing the Tigers up. And here we go with the signal.
Yeah, he's going from the mark.
Yeah.
I think it is a
crackback, but it was on the defense.
Yeah, actually. Yeah, unusual infraction for the defense. But we'll take it. That's first down.
Needs to be called. It's a dangerous situation. It can really hurt a guy doing that. I'm sure it wasn't intentional.
It was legal in the 70s, and I played wingback, and I had to execute it, and it was a dangerous situation.
So the Tigers get a free first down there. Haven't been too many penalties in this ball game, and Darlington's played a clean game. They've turned Kings Ridge over 4 times, and that's been the story of the game. That and just a potent offensive attack from the Darlington Tigers. Patrick Shelley in the shotgun. Ball is right there at the 49-yard line of Kings Ridge. Takes the snap, 3-step drop, fires it out. It's Thomas Bethel with the catch. He makes a man miss, takes on the contact, and I think with forward progress, he gets 9 yards there, so the ball will be at the 40 and set up a 2nd and 1. The clock is rolling, just under 2 minutes.
We're going to go fast. It's a short 2 at best that we lack for a first down, and we're moving the ball well.
We sure are, Rick. Braden Bell's out there at wide receiver. Shelley rolls to his right, throws back across his body in the middle. That's dangerous.
Goodness, okay. Thought the Kings Ridge man got there early on our number 19, Braden Bell, but judgment call, referees got the final word, 3rd down and a long one maybe.
And offensive coordinator Brent Bell loves to roll his quarterbacks out. That time Shelley threw back across the middle late, and it was incomplete. But still, 2nd and 1 with 1:40 left. Shelley takes the snap. He hands it to Thompson, and he is eaten alive by the Kings Ridge defense. Let's give credit to that young man. It was Quentin Grimes, number 23 for Kings Ridge, who blew that play up from the start. A huge stop for Kings Ridge. And really, let's give Kings Ridge credit for at least stopping the bleeding here in the second quarter, because this game was getting out of hand really quick, and they've made some big stops.
They have in between the tackles. Their interior linemen and linebackers, middle linebackers, have risen to the situation that they're in, which is 21-point deficit.
This shows the confidence that Coach Ada has in his defense right now, as they are lining up with 1:05. They'll probably let a lot of time roll off the clock here before they snap it, as we are now under a minute, but 4th and 5. Or 4th and throw. Now he's going to take a timeout and talk this over. So we'll take a quick 30-second break, and we'll be back to finish up this first half in just a moment.
You went 15-0 at Chattahoochee.
Academy. There's 57 seconds left in the second quarter. We're almost to halftime. Darlington has the ball fourth and a long three right at the 43-yard line of Kings Ridge, and they are going to punt the ball. They decided not to go for it, so Thomas Bethel comes on the field, and they will punt the ball away here.
Well, Bethel, as we were saying, we miss our number 9, Charlie Jones, and he had the shoulder injury, and we miss you, Charlie. But Bethel is, he's dropped the punt in there pretty well. The guy has fielded it, and he takes it out of bounds at about the 14-yard line, where Kings Ridge will have it on their own 14-yard line, 1st and 10 with 48 seconds left.
Absolutely, Rick. Nate Leffler fielded that punt for Thomas Bethel. And Kings Ridge, we'll see if they decide to, I mean, there's nothing to lose at this point. I feel like you just let it fly and see what you can do. But Charlie Jones of Kings Ridge has not had much time to pass tonight, so they haven't really done anything downfield. When they have thrown downfield, it's been intercepted. I think on all 3 attempts of over 10 yards, that's been the case. So we'll see how much they want to risk. But you were telling me during the break about Terry Crowder and his success before.
It is amazing. As a coordinator, he has a state title ring, but as a head coach, he went 15-0 at Chattahoochee High School and won the Quad A state title.
They're going to come out here in a single back formation. They may just run this clock out, hands off to Joseph. And Joe, he may have kept his feet. He did, Rick. They were not going to rule him down as he rolled over. He must have kept his knee on the tackler. The clock will keep rolling here, but this Joseph kid is an explosive player. He's one of those guys we're going to have to watch. I wouldn't be surprised if he gets to the next level. He's one of those guys who can take it to the house on any play.
I agree. He's recruitable to play on Saturdays. Johnson and Good stayed with the play because he rolled off of the body of a Darlington Tiger, was going to get up and go.
And we are down to 15 seconds on the clock. Kings Ridge they may not even have to snap it again. I don't see a play clock that is in my line of sight right now. They're in an I form. They'll hand it off. That is Fisher Edwards on the carry. And guess what, ladies and gentlemen? We're at halftime, and the Darlington Tigers lead 21-0. We're going to take a 3-minute break. We'll be back with you shortly here on WLAQ. Go Tigers. This half will go even faster.
At Darlington, we're proud to wear purple and white.
Because Tigers strive for greatness.
In the classroom and on the field.
We know that we can do anything, be anything,
achieve anything.
We're part of a program that is 100% dedicated to nourishing our minds and our bodies.
As teammates, we push each other further than we ever thought we could go.
Because every single one of us has something to contribute.
We practice hard so that when we compete, we can leave it all out on the field.
With each win, we build confidence.
With each loss is a lesson.
Our coaches teach us more than technique.
They prepare us to be good teammates,
friends,
and people.
We face adversity together
and push through to reach our goals.
We may struggle,
but we will never give up.
Because today,
tomorrow, forever.
We're Darlington Tigers.
So we'll just kind of recap that first half as best we can. Welcome back to WLAQ's coverage of Darlington Tigers football. We are at halftime, barely into this halftime period, with still 17 minutes on the clock, and then we'll have the mandatory 3-minute warm-up once that time expires. One of the things I love about high school football, Rick, is the community that it forms, and you're seeing that here tonight. You were talking about how kindly you were greeted when you got here, escorted via golf cart from your parking space.
Absolutely.
And you look out here and you see these kids who are coming up through the Kings Ridge community, and it reminds me a lot of what you get at Darlington.
Exactly. While Darlington has a much more storied tradition in 117 years or longer, while they have been here only since 2001, Kings Ridge is doing it right. Kings Ridge Christian School. And my initial impressions are just really, really good.
Well, as a parent of a Darlington student, you know, we're here to cover a football game, but we're here on behalf of the Darlington School as well. So tell us why you chose Darlington and a little bit about your daughter's experience with the Darlington School.
Well, Darlington, it truly is a Darlington family, and when you commit and you honor above everything is seminal in what they believe and what they practice and live, and by example, from coach, faculty member, staff workers, and the students are examples to themselves and to each other. And individually and collectively, you just think they have a 100% recruiting rate for colleges. I would say probably 90% of the seniors get the college of their choice and not even their backup school. So it's excellent academically and how they grow them character-wise. My daughter, Grace Ann, has had the most wonderful experience being at Darlington from the 4th grade until now her senior year. I can't believe it's her senior year. You've known me for years. You've heard me just sing the praises of Darlington. And she's a senior cheerleader, a cheer captain. She made UCA All-American at the Auburn camp for cheer and won the jump championship at the Auburn camp, and just adores her teammates on the cheer squad and just really treats it as a privilege to cheer on the Fighting Tigers of Darlington School.
Well, it's an excellent tradition, and like you said earlier, ain't nothing like a Tiger on a Friday night. We're
Absolutely.
here with them. It's great to be back at Chris Hunter Stadium, but it's fun to go on the road. We have a great crew here, the video team's with us. Joey and Dave doing a great job, so if you're watching us on YouTube, we're glad you're with us. If you're listening online, the FM or the AM station of WLAQ, we're glad you're with us as well. Just a pleasure to be doing this broadcast tonight on a beautiful Friday night in Alpharetta, Georgia. Let's go back over the first half a little bit. The Darlington Tigers won the toss, elected to receive, and on the first play, they went to their bag of tricks. They brought their wide receiver in motion. I believe it was Eli Thompson. I'm going to have to check the replay there, so I apologize if I've got that wrong, but I'm pretty sure it was Eli that took the pitch and then threw it downfield. He took the pitch behind the line of scrimmage, found Will Bagby streaking down the sidelines, and the Darlington Tigers were in business right off the bat.
Well, the interesting thing about the play is everyone's got to be disciplined. There's got to be a good snap. He takes the pitch. He has to go out and appear to maybe going to run the ball, pull it up, and then after stalk blocking, you see Will Bagby just streaking down the sideline. Speedy young man, and he's one of our leader seniors. Magazine picture, one of the 3 Darlington leading football players, and he just makes a tremendous catch and then catches on a slant route a touchdown pass later.
Yeah, absolutely, and that set up Darlington's first touchdown of the game. On Kings Ridge first drive, they tried to throw a pass deep over the middle. It was tipped and intercepted by Patrick Shelley, and the Tigers wasted no time going right back to the guy we were just talking about for that touchdown that you just mentioned, on a slant route that was wide open over the middle, 14-0 very quickly. On the next drive, Kings Ridge fumbles, and Darlington's able to cash in again. This time it was Thompson that took a pass from Patrick Shelley and scampered into the end zone on 4th down. So Shelley's thrown for a touchdown, and he's intercepted 2 passes as well.
Exactly, and the fumble you were talking about was picked up after it cascaded and rolled by Cordero,
Yep.
and we're just turning every opportunity into positive gains and points.
No doubt about it, Rick. And what's amazing to me, Last week's player of the game, I don't know if it's due to injury or why he's not on the field right now, but Demarion Floyd, who had just an unbelievable game, he's not out there. And it's been a next man up mentality for the Tigers all year. They started the season without Shelley, without Bethel. Their tight end, and I'm trying to remember his name, he's been out for the season. Highland Thomas goes down against Heard County after just playing an outstanding game. But it's just next man up. You're not seeing a drop-off no matter who's on the field for the Tigers.
Like you're saying, we're missing Highland Thomas and Charlie Jones, but when you have the other guys re-enter the lineup and it's just one guy picking up the other teammate, and the Darlington Tigers just have such a cohesion. Tommy Ava has in his staff a belief system that they believe in each other, they believe in the team concept and the chemistry, and it's like this team. And once again, I'll bring up the St. Francis game. From 10 minutes left in the second quarter, when they ran off 35 unanswered points, they're welded together. Their feet are taped to the bicycle pedals, and they're riding to the end zone offensively and defensively. They are wanting to gain ground and annihilate the enemy, which is the opposing team's offense. They're very aggressive defense.
Yeah, no doubt about it. And Kings Ridge has learned that tonight as Darlington's been flying all over the ball. All right, so that's our synopsis. Now, if you're just joining us, again, Darlington is up 21-0. We're right in the middle of this halftime period. Don't stop believing. The Journey track is playing in the background. People are having a good time even if the home team's losing. We're having a great time because we're watching the Tigers roll, and we'll be back with you in 3 minutes.
At Darlington, we're proud to wear purple and white.
Because Tigers strive for greatness.
In the classroom and on the field.
We know that we can do anything.
Be anything.
Achieve anything.
We're part of a program that is 100% dedicated to nourishing our minds and our bodies.
As teammates, we push each other further than we ever thought we could go.
Because every single one of us has something to contribute.
We practice hard so that when we compete, we can leave it all out on the field.
With each win, we build confidence.
With each loss is a lesson.
Our coaches teach us more than technique.
They prepare us to be good teammates.
Friends.
And people.
We face adversity together.
And push through to reach our goals.
We may struggle,
but we will never give up.
Because today.
Because today.
Because today.
Because today, tomorrow, forever.
We're Darlington Tigers.
At Darlington, we find our confidence in discovering who we are.
In the classroom.
And on stage.
The opportunities are endless.
Our creativity knows no bounds as we take risks,
explore opportunities,
and stretch our minds.
Together with our teachers,
we use what we've learned to create beauty,
to tell stories,
to inspire.
We discover new passions
while allowing existing ones to flourish.
We know that we can do anything.
Be anything.
Achieve anything.
We give our time to something greater than ourselves.
Whether we're sketching,
singing,
writing,
or acting, we find new ways to express ourselves.
And share our talents with the world.
We know that our ideas and contributions matter.
And we take great pride in that.
Because today.
Because today.
Because today.
Because today.
Because today, tomorrow, forever.
We're Darlington Tigers.
Tigers football on WLAQ. I want to take this opportunity to update you on some scores from around the region, brought to you by Rome Orthopedic Center. And please, after this broadcast is over, tune in to the Rome Orthopedic Center scoreboard show. And tonight it's going to be brought to you by Lynn Butler and Matt Davis. The big kahuna's not going to be there. He's fighting hard, and we're all rooting for him. We love you, Randy. We love you. And tune into that show, and you'll get great updates. One thing I love about that show is the callers are educated callers. And when you're trying to follow high school football, you can't watch it all on TV. So to hear somebody's account from the game who really breaks down the X's and O's is just great information, and that show delivers every time. So Matt and Lynn will knock it out of the park tonight. Tune into that when we're done here. So brought to you again by Rome Orthopedic Center. Here's some scores from around the area. Here's a big one, Randy. The Rome Wolves, who have lost 2 in a row, lost one to an absolutely fantastic, nationally ranked top 10 Collins Hill team. And then last week were shocked on the road. And I talked with Matt about this on our pick show. They had to be looking forward to Carrollton. Well, they were ready for Carrollton. They're up 28-7.
You're kidding.
They are beating the Trojans 28-7 at Barron Stadium. And that's a good Carrollton football team.
That is an excellent, particularly offensive. And if they've held them to 7 points, that's phenomenal.
Yeah, and we were talking about this. This is a must-win for Rome. That's a brutal region that they play in. And winning this game against Carrollton puts the Wolf season back on track after it looked like it might be derailed last week with a loss to South Paulding.
Exactly.
Pepperell is in a deadlock up in Trenton, Georgia, where Randy Davis always used to say, they're called the Wolverines. There aren't any Wolverines in Dade County, but they're playing Pepperell tooth and nail here, 7-7 at the half. Coosa is trailing Cherokee County out of Alabama 23-0, not a surprise there. And up at Tryon, we've got a heck of a ball game between Bowden and the Tryon Bulldogs. 14-7, Bowden leads that one, and it could decide that region. So that's going to be a great ball game and one to follow the rest of the way. Here's another one that we're looking at, Model and Chattooga. Chattooga's a team we didn't know much about. They had a couple of COVID delays. We weren't sure what we would see out of the Indians, but they're at home tonight against the Blue Devils, who've had a hard time scoring. Chattooga leads 35-7. Our Murchie, the surprise team of the season, going into tonight, 3-0. They haven't played great competition, but this is an Armurchie team that has struggled to win no matter what. They're up 14-7 over the Weaver Bearcats. Weaver out of Alabama. Now, I've just updated. They're up 21-7. So Armurchie should be 4-0 after tonight, and that is just something else. Just a congratulations to Coach Green. The rest of my scores are all at 0-0, so we must not be getting any good updates there. Calhoun is leading Cedartown. Your Cedartown Bulldogs are trailing 31-7, which is kind of shocking.
Well, they actually played last.
Oh, that was last night. Yeah.
Yeah, and Ian, thank you for bringing up that deep, unhealed wound that I may need triaged again. That you mentioned it, 31-7, and they actually took a knee deep in our territory to not score again. And I have to say, my brother Bill does the color commentary for the Bulldogs and has for many decades. He was on the sidelines, and when I saw him at the law office today, he said they were physical and they executed and they dominated, and it wasn't miscues on our part, but we are a great team. It was our first loss. We've beaten Denmark. We've beaten other big schools, and that could tell us, playing an elite school like Calhoun, what measure that we need to dig deeper for in Cedartown.
And you know, honestly, Rick, we talk about this a lot. Calhoun was so dominant for so long. They've had a couple of seasons where they've lost 2 or 3 games, and we think they're not the team they once were. They're still a powerhouse.
They are.
No
they
doubt
are, and they showed it last night.
Well, I think Cedartown's still by far the favorite to win their region. Their defense has been excellent all season. That loss is not a knock on the talent that you have.
It's a non-region game, and it's a game that COVID knocked out along with the Rockmore game. We made it up on a Thursday, and sometimes you can learn some things in defeat with these 14 to 18-year-olds you're coaching, and it can be a turnstile moment for you to jump to the next level of desire and commitment.
Yeah, no doubt about it, and they're doing a great job. And their running back, who's headed to Georgia, is just phenomenal, Mr. Washington.
C.J. Washington's a man among boys, and you said it, he's headed to Georgia.
That's going to be impressive. Let's talk a little college football, why don't we, Rick? We've got a big slate of games tomorrow. One of the ones that I'm going to be keeping my eye on is this Arkansas-Texas A&M ball game. Arkansas, one of the big surprises this season. They really laid the wood to Texas, just played smash-mouth football. Not that the Longhorns have been a great program this past decade, But that's a big win for Arkansas. Now they have a chance to sweep their old, Southwestern Conference foe in Texas A&M.
You took the words out of my mouth. The Southwestern Conference with Frank Broyles way back in the day in the 60s, that's what they're sweeping. And Texas is still Texas, even if they're recycling. You're right.
And no doubt about it, a couple other big games. Notre Dame and Wisconsin square off in a neutral site game up at Soldier Field. That should be a good smash-mouth football game. Georgia goes on the road to Nashville. Have you ever been to a game at Vanderbilt, Rick?
I have not.
It is a home game for the away team every time, and it's a lovely place to go. Nashville's a great city. You can get a ticket for under face value on the 50-yard line and have a great time watching your team rout Vanderbilt, and I expect the Georgia Bulldogs will do that tomorrow.
I heard it's a beautiful town, and the Dog fans will have fun even after the game.
They sure will. That's a great town to go out and enjoy yourself in as well. A lot of history and great music in that city. Okay, we're down to 2 minutes in the halftime period. That'll be followed by the 3-minute mandatory warm-up. So we're going to take 3 minutes and come back and bring you the second half of this Darlington Tigers football game. Look forward to bringing it to you. We'll be right back.
At Darlington, we find our confidence in discovering who we are.
In the classroom.
And on stage.
The opportunities are endless.
Our creativity knows no bounds as we take risks.
Explore opportunities.
And stretch our minds.
Together with our teachers.
We use what we've learned to create beauty.
To tell stories.
To inspire.
We discover new passions.
While allowing existing ones to flourish.
We know that we can do anything.
Be anything.
Achieve anything.
We give our time to something greater than ourselves.
Whether we're sketching,
Singing,
Writing.
Or acting, we find new ways to express ourselves.
And share our talents with the world.
Thank you.
we know that our ideas and contributions matter.
And we take great pride in that.
Because today.
Because today.
Because today,
because today,
Because today, tomorrow, forever.
We're Darlington Tigers.
Christian Academy. A beautiful night for football. The weather is getting a little bit cooler. There's a nip to the air. It feels like football. Rick's offering me a hoodie. I'm a hot-natured guy. I'll hang in there for now, but I do appreciate it. And we've got 1:30 left in this warm-up period. We'll recap real quick. Darlington got off to as hot a start as you can get off to. They scored
No question about it.
quickly. They were on fire. What have you seen from this Darlington team, Rick, that you like? There's not much to not like.
Well, I think they've shown in every facet of the game, offense, defense, and special teams, that they're a threat to either get the ball back on defense. I'm waiting on the defense to score a touchdown in the second half because they've got 3 interceptions already.
They sure do. Add a fumble to that, it's 4 turnovers. They have been causing turnovers all year.
Absolutely.
I mean, in that first game against Whitfield Academy, I didn't have the opportunity to see that, but one of the Thompson boys had 2 interceptions in the end zone.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Touchdown-saving turnovers there. So this defense has had a nose for the football all year. Kings Ridge has not been able to get anything going. They had 1 drive that did get to the red zone, but that one stalled out, so they still have a goose egg on the board, and Darlington has just been rolling. And the duo of Jack Payne and Patrick Shelley at quarterback, you know, Jack carried the load through those first 3 games, and he earned the starting job. There's no doubt about it. These 2 guys are seniors, and it speaks a lot about their maturity, the way that they're handling this rotation. I think they're out there rooting each other on and doing an excellent job when their opportunity and their number is called.
No question about it. I think that when you have 2 senior leaders like Jack Payne and Mr. Shelley, you know, they're going to put each other up. They're going to encourage each other. They're going to help each other and see what looks they're getting from the sideline versus if you're in the game in the middle of the action. And I've seen them just be helpful to each other throughout this game.
All right, Rick. Well, it's 21-0 Tigers. They got the kickoff to start the first half, so they will kick it away to Kings Ridge to start the second. There's 12 minutes on the clock. The Darlington Tigers are up 3 touchdowns. Thomas Bethel's putting the tee down on the 40-yard line. Looks like he's going to take a swing at this one. As Darlington uses a number of different kickers to kick the ball off. Sometimes they come out. Cordero has kicked off. Bethel has kicked off. Ryland Scott has kicked off, as well as Hendricks Jones. So Tommy mixes it up. And the officials had a mix-up. They had them going the wrong way. So we're switching sides of the field real quick before we get this thing started.
The V3 magazine that I want to tell you that's just incomparable this year, and particularly coming off COVID, and you adjusted and adapted and improvised, and it's a great addition. And Ian, I will say your interview and what you pointed out, Coach Athas said in your article about the Darlington Tigers that there's boys that with experience that'll be getting greater experience, and there's boys that are ready to play that hadn't yet gotten to play that'll be getting their field experience under fire this year. And that's the cohesion of this team. You don't know which player is going to make the big play. They all can make the big play.
Yeah, the depth is remarkable.
It is.
You watch this team as closely as Matt and I did last year. I didn't see this coming. That's an aspect of this team I didn't expect. Bethel swings his leg end over end kick, a nice one that'll be fielded at the 9-yard line by Joseph. He's at the 20. Looking for a seam. There's not going to be one there. He is pulled down. I believe that was Joel Lowenberg. Man, he doesn't even look like, he doesn't play like a freshman, but physically he doesn't look like a freshman, does he, Rick?
No, he sealed him off. Nowhere for the guy to go. I was a little surprised the guy seemed to slow up, and Lowenberg had his number literally and figuratively and took him out of bounds.
Well, we all know football games are won at the line of scrimmage. Darlington has dominated the line of scrimmage tonight.
Absolutely. Our guys in the middle in the trenches have won the battle.
Here we go. The first play of the second half. Kings Ridge will snap the ball to Charlie Jones in the shotgun. He hands it off. That's to Joseph. There's a flag on the play. Joseph's taken down after a 5-yard gain. I'm guessing that's probably a false start or some kind of procedure penalty. We'll wait on the refs to make the call.
Well, Kings Ridge all night have had a lot of miscues in the backfield from their snap and their handoff to illegal procedure, and you're right, Ian, that's what it is.
Battle back. The Kings Ridge Tigers up 5 yards. Always fun when both teams have the same mascot, and tonight it's even better because they've got the same colors. So.
It's like the purple and white scrimmage game.
It sure is.
We go. The first play, we go. The first.
Kings Ridge is not really happy with how the white on white helmets, white jerseys, white pants. Darlington Tigers have schemed them.
I love the all white. They look great out there, and they're backing it up with their play.
Absolutely.
No doubt about it. Here comes Kings Ridge. They'll be 1st and 15 from their 20-yard line. Jones in the shotgun, snaps it, fakes the pitch, goes up the middle behind his center. He actually breaks away, still on his feet. He's at the 30, he's still up. Shelley pursuing to make the tackle. Jones tries to shake him off and does. He's still on his feet. He'll get out to the 50-yard line, and Charlie Jones made something out of nothing 3 or 4 times on that run, Rick.
Absolutely. He went up the middle. He broke left toward the Darlington sideline, and he actually broke a few open field tackles. That's a senior quarterback run.
And a big play for this Kings Ridge offense that hasn't had many of them. That was the first explosive play. And when we talk about explosive plays, that's plays of 20 yards or more. That's the first time they've really had an explosive play tonight, and it was all Jones. He made that happen himself.
Absolutely.
Coming out under center here, single back formation with 2 wideouts to the right. Jones under center takes the snap. Gives the handoff off to Joseph. Joseph breaks free. We talked about it, Rick. If he gets to the second level, he is dangerous. Really fortunate there. Shelley reached out and grabbed the jersey. Sometimes you can get a horse collar. I believe he had all jerseys, so I'm glad that the flag did not come out. But had he not gotten that jersey, Joseph would have been gone to the end zone. So they back up their first explosive play with yet another, and Kings Ridge has got something going here.
Yeah, they were smelling the end zone. Caleb Thompson assisted Shelley on the stop, and it was good that they did because he would have scored.
And we were saying, if he can get loose, this guy's got big play potential, and that
Joseph,
time he almost took it to the house. Joseph, he's played excellent. It's back in that single back formation with 2 wideouts to the right. Jones snaps it. Another dose of Joseph. He goes off tackle, bounces it out, and the Tigers bring him down after about 5 yards. This looks like a Kings Ridge team that's determined to come out and fight through the second half, and that's a testament to those players and their coaches because Darlington really punched them in the gut in the first half.
Well, whatever the head coach, Terry Crowder, said to them about redeeming themselves with the opening second half kickoff, they're giving every effort to do that, Kings Ridge is.
No doubt about it. They've come out and looked much sharper than they did in the first half and doing it all on the ground. They're going to stay with this single back formation. This time there's a wide out to the left and one in the slot. Got your tight end over there to the left and Joseph in the backfield. It's a handoff to Joseph once again. And this kid is running with purpose right now. We'll see where they mark the ball, but he's close to a first down.
They've got some rhythm going good on their left side of our interior line of scrimmage, and they're folding us a bit, and Joseph is, you're right, he's picking his seam.
He is, and he's down on the field. Referees have blown things dead for the moment. We may have a timeout. Both teams are coming to their sidelines. Here's the signal. There's not been a timeout. The refs are saying, hey, boys, come on out here. We've got football to play. Nobody called a timeout. So a little confusion there.
Well, Joseph's coming out of the game. He was slow to get up, and he was met by a few Tigers.
And they did mark the ball just short of the line to gain. So Kings Ridge will have the ball with third and less than a yard here just outside of the Darlington 15-yard line. They're going to go shotgun this time, and it's Fisher Edwards in the backfield replacing Joseph.
I'd watch for their quarterback.
He hands it. He keeps it, and he dives forward, and he will pick up the first down. So that's the third first down of this drive, and the chain gang will move forward. They're right around the 13, 12.5-yard line of Darlington at this point. Now it's right on the 13. What are you seeing? What's the difference here from Kings Ridge? Is it really just that push from the left side of the offensive line that's making the difference?
I believe so. Credit where credit's due. They've come out inspired to change that 0 to a 6. Maybe a 7 if they can hit the extra point. They haven't gotten in pay dirt yet, but they're down inside of our 15-yard line.
And Darlington has been excellent when it comes to red zone defense this year. So we'll see if Darlington can get a stop. 1st and 10 for Kings Ridge at the 13-yard line. I formation, handoff to Fisher Edwards. He's trying to get to the outside, but again, that sideline-to-sideline pursuit by the Darlington defense is excellent. It was Joel Lowenberg who finally tracked him down. The Tigers did a great job of not giving him a crease to get to the end zone.
I'm seeing some animated, maybe chippy moments from Kings Ridge, so they're on edge and wanting to get it in the end zone, but we'll let them run east and west all they want to.
Yeah, right. The pursuit has been excellent. They've played great up the middle as well. Again, we've seen some success here. Joseph back on the field for Kings Ridge. He has been a heck of a playmaker so far in this third quarter. They line up in the I formation, heavy set on the right side, and that's where they'll go with the ball, but not much for Joseph on that play as he falls forward, and we'll see where they mark the ball. It'll be third down and about 5.5.
Christian McClooney caught it from behind and applied his full muscle and weight to the tackle.
And I'm telling you,
that's a lot.
It's a big physical defensive front
that
that Darlington brings to the table. And when you've got that and you've got a linebacker that plays as soundly as Lowenberg does behind him, that spells trouble for running offenses. Jones is going to drop into the shotgun. He's got Fisher Edwards with him in the backfield. 3 wide, 2 of them to the left. Here's the snap. It's a quick hitter, and it's well defended. They missed the first tackle, but they bring him down. That was Quentin Grimes on the reception. It was just a quick out. They were hoping he could make a move and get to the end zone. Grimes is kind of slow to get up, but he's back on the field. And this is absolutely 4-down territory. They gained a yard, if anything, on that play, Rick.
Well, it goes to say running and pursuing the ball, the pursuit by the Darlington Tigers, and how Tommy Asa coaches the team. Gus Gamage made the tackle along with a den of other Darlington Tigers on the sideline, and he's in the middle of the interior defensive line.
All right, we've got a timeout by Kings Ridge, but we're going to keep it here because it's a big play coming up, and I don't want to miss it coming out of the break. It's 4th down, and really, this is Kings Ridge. This is their opportunity to get back in the game.
If they're going to get back in it, this is the drive for them to believe that they can get back in it.
Yeah, no doubt about it, and I think it's a great timeout by that Kings Ridge staff. You mentioned Terry Crowder. He's an experienced head coach. He knows what it takes to win a championship, both at the coordinator and head coach position. They've made some adjustments at halftime. He's motivated his kids because they're playing with a little more of an edge than we saw in the first half.
He's coached at the Gwinnett High Schools, Camden County. He's been a defensive coordinator at a lot of those places that had excellent defensive prowess. Here, they're surprisingly moving the ball well, and whatever he said to them at halftime to inspire them, we're going to see if they've got the grit to make it the rest of the way. It's 4th down and 5?
Indeed it is. They can pick up a first down just inside the Darlington 4-yard line. 7 minutes, 13 seconds, opening drive of the second half. A big 4th down here for Kings Ridge. Jones is in the shotgun. In the backfield with him is a new name. That's Paul Foriello at running back. Jones back to pass. He's got time. He fires, and that one would have been picked off. You had 2 Tigers coming in on the ball. You had Caleb Thompson and you had Joel Lowenberg. Both had an opportunity to intercept that. If they hadn't hit each other, it would have been another interception for Darlington. Actually,
Their eagerness and their swarming the ball might have kept one or the other from intercepting him, but that's what this team does, and it's an approach from the snap of the ball to the echo of the whistle to get after it, and Darlington takes over on downs.
They sure do, and, they didn't get the interception, but the result is the same. It's Darlington football. They got the stop on 4th down, so Kings Ridge was able to move the ball, but the bend but don't break results favor the Tigers. Jack Payne comes out for this first possession in the shotgun with 3 wide receivers. I believe Caleb Thompson's in the back there. Here's the snap. Hands it off to Thompson. Thompson makes 2 guys miss and gets good yardage on 1st down.
You're not going to arm tackle Thompson, and I'm still surprised after this depth in the season, if Kings Ridge has seen the tape, that you can't. And they try to, and he is an excellent stiff arm. He has an excellent rotation in his hips and his shoulders.
Here's the handoff. It's Thompson again, and he's into the second level of the defense. Yeah. I believe he's got a 1st down.
Yeah, and he makes a miss. He broke 2 tackles there, and it took a strong safety coming up to make the stop.
And I tell you what, Tommy Atha, after we lost a heck of a running back in Harrison Allen, you wondered who would carry the rock for the Tigers. They've got a stable of backs who are very capable.
They do. It's running back by committee, I agree.
Payne in the shotgun, 3 wide receivers to the left. Thompson in the backfield. 3-step drop, fires it out. That's Bell on the reception. An excellent defense. Let's give that man credit. That's John Robinson on the tackle. They tried to get it out to Bell on the sideline, and he didn't have a chance to move forward or make a move at all. That tackle was excellent. It sets up 2nd down.
Robinson made a senior play, number 1. He got over there when the ball was traveling, and he nearly got there at the time of the ball.
Hand off to Thompson. Not much room there, but it will be 3rd down and manageable here as he picks up a couple of yards, so a 3rd and 5 for the Tigers. They picked up 1 first down already on this drive. They'd like to keep it going after scoring a flurry of points. It's been a while since they've gotten in the end zone.
Absolutely. With 5 minutes and 40 seconds and ticking left, it took a lot for Kings Ridge to unsuccessfully drive.
Oh, my goodness. Payne rolls out right, throws an interception. That's number 84. He's going to take it to the house, Rick. And Kings Ridge gets on the board. Their offense couldn't do it, but the defense could. Number 84, Josh Flynn. Payne rolled out to his right there and threw back across the middle of the field, which is always a dangerous decision. He never saw him.
Small window, we never saw him in an aggressive play, and that's why Jack Payne is so successful so often. But 84 for the Kings Ridge Tigers made the interception and took it the distance.
He sure did, and Payne has thrown so well on the run all season, so he has that confidence. That time, just a well-disguised defense. He never saw the safety coming in, and it cost the Tigers 6 points. And the Kings Ridge crowd is back into it, and we've got ourselves a football game at this point.
We do.
Number 7 comes on to kick for Kings Ridge. That's Logan Hewlett. Charlie Jones will be the holder. Here's the snap. It's down. Hewlett kicks. He's got a pretty big leg.
Does snap, hold the kick, and it's in the parking lot.
Yeah, that had some pop to it. The snap, I noticed that on the punt as well. The snap is kind of a lobbed snap. It doesn't have much fire to it. That could cause some problems. Oh, man, I hate to see this. They're bringing out the staff to take a look at one of the offensive linemen for Kings Ridge. So while they tend to him, we'll take a 1-minute break, and we'll be back with more Darlington Tigers football after this. Stadium. It's quiet in the stadium, and that's because big number 68 for Kings Ridge, Noah Smith, is down on the field. Coaches are tending to him right now. Looks like a lower leg injury, best I can tell, but he has not been brought to his feet yet. They're attending to him, so we're going to take this opportunity just to thank our sponsors for this broadcast. He is up on his feet. Looks like it's an ankle injury. He is able to put a little weight on it, so hopefully that young man is okay. While he's coming off the field, let me thank Floyd Medical Center, Honeymoon Bakery, who brings you the icing on the cake player of the game, Riverside Auto Group, Avery Drugs, Harbin Clinic, Rome Orthopedic Center, Ware Mechanical, and Jowers and Sklar Insurance for bringing you the game tonight. We couldn't do it without them. We appreciate their support. And it's a wonderful night for football. It's been a great broadcast. It's the first time me and you've gotten to work together, Rick. I mean, we've known each other for a long time.
That's right.
But this has been a ball.
You know, like you were saying, the life force of radio and the icon, the standard, the model for anyone to emulate or endeavor to emulate would be Randy Davis, Elizabeth, Matt D., Sandy. Our prayers and thoughts are with you. And these advertisers, for no other reason than the quality that Randy Davis brings to the attention and the reward that these advertisers get for being on WLAQ is what the great thing is. And these advertisers make radio happen.
They sure do.
We salute them.
Yeah, we couldn't do it without you. Couldn't do it without you either, Randy. Here comes the kickoff for Kings Ridge. They're on the board after a pick six. And again, this kid's got a foot, man, end over end with a tight rotation. Goes into the end zone, and in the high school game, if it breaks the plane, it's a touchback. So Darlington will start this drive at the 20-yard line.
Well, I think Darlington has seen that there's still life left in Kings Ridge, and there's still a want to and a desire to play in this game. So it's going to be interesting to see how Darlington executes on offense.
And we talked about those coachable moments.
Yes.
Coach Athan now has a few to take back with him.
He does.
Because Darlington, I don't think they intentionally let off the pedal, but after jumping out to a 21-0 lead, they weren't able to keep that momentum going, and now they're going to have to find a way to get things generated again on offense. Jack Payne comes out at quarterback. He's in the backfield with Caleb Thompson, 2 wide receivers to the left, 2 to the right on 1st and 10. Thompson comes in motion. Payne takes the snap. 3-step drop. He fires. He finds Eli Thompson. Thompson greeted by Robinson out there on the sideline. His forward progress will give him 4 yards on 1st down, so a successful play.
Well, for the pass, mostly to the side, that's probably as much as you could ask for it, but Kings Ridge defender covered it well.
And I think, again, you see Brent Bell going to a nice, short, safe route after an interception to get Payne back into rhythm after the throw that was picked off for a touchdown.
2nd and 6.
Yeah. Cordero comes in at that sniffer back position. Thompson in the backfield. Payne tries to go quick count. He might have drawn him off sides.
I think he did.
He sure did. The signal is coming in from the head official. So they went with the hard count there, and Kings Ridge took the bait.
I mean, that could turn into But, I mean, you're going to maybe play it safe and grind it here, but they could turn into taking a shot. Second and 1.
And Payne certainly has the arm strength to do it. And that pistol formation again gives to Thompson. And that time he was greeted rudely. And it's big number 84 again, I believe, that came in on the tackle.
The mark is sufficient for the first down. I believe he's moving the sticks, or I thought he was. Yes.
They are moving the sticks. Indeed they are. Good eye, Rick. Appreciate that. The chain gang getting those chains set. Darlington's going to be ready to snap the ball as soon as they do. Trying to go hurry up here and keep this defense off balance. Payne in the shotgun, 4 wide receivers. Cordero's in the backfield with him. Eli Thompson in motion. Payne back to pass, fires quick. He's got Thompson in the flat, wide open. He's got one man to beat. He could not get the edge on him. Robinson makes the tackle, but a great gain there all the way to the Kings Ridge 49. So it's a simple route, good execution, good blocking downfield.
It is, in throwing straight away downfield is a lot easier than throwing at a sharp angle toward the sideline, because you're throwing a long distance but not deep onto the field. So the yard to gain was more than made in his first down, and we're in their territory.
And this time they're going with a little wrinkle here as Payne comes out, and it's a wildcat formation. Thompson and Cordero line up. It is Eli with the ball. Joseph pursuing him, and he brought him down. That's just the athleticism of Joseph making a great tackle there, because Thompson had the edge, looked like he was going to get a big gain, and Joseph, who's been great on offense, shows he can play both ways at a very high level, bringing him down for no gain. It'll be 2nd and 10.
Ethan Joseph playing both ways, 6'1", 210. He's their bell cow on offense. He's their leader on defense.
Payne in the shotgun, Cordero in the backfield, 3-step drop, fires it out, and it's incomplete. He was looking for DJ Johnson on that play, and he made a catch similar to that where he was extended with his arms. You mentioned that earlier. He tried to make it again and was not able to haul it in.
Difficult catch, good coverage on the sideline.
And that'll set up a 3rd and 10 for the Darlington Tigers. The personnel on the field, you've got Mr. Bell at wide receiver, Thomas Bethel, DJ Johnson, and Will Bagby. Thompson's in the backfield with Jack Payne. He drops back to pass. It's a screen. This time he hits it. Thompson's got room. He's got blockers. And he is down to the 35-yard line, and Darlington picks up a huge first down on 3rd down to keep this drive going and try to re-seize the momentum that they lost after that pick 6.
Was that Caleb or Eli?
That was Caleb.
Okay, Caleb just went north and took it to the other team. I mean, he did not fake or jip or juke anyway, and he slammed into 2 Kings Ridge defenders and made the first down.
And Jack Good just came in at the slot position. We haven't seen him on offense tonight.
Sure.
Jack Payne takes the snap, hands to Cordero. Cordero's to the 2nd level. He's a little cannonball, man. I'm telling you right now, I wouldn't want to try to tackle him.
Well, when the Atlanta Falcons franchise came in 1966, they had a running back named Cannonball Butler, and he would wrap the arms around both sides of the pigskin, and that's exactly what Cordero did, just like you called it.
So you had a guy named Cannonball. The Falcons also had Ironhead Hayward, right? At one point. He was a Saint for a while, but
he was.
Yeah, he was an aggressive runner too.
He was.
And he liked his Ben and Jerry's too, I think.
He did. Oh, he did miss a meal.
Cordero again, and he's at the 2nd level. He's down to the 10. He's dragging defenders all the way down to the 8, maybe the 7-yard line of Kings Ridge, and Darlington has got it rolling on offense again. They look to get that touchdown back as they're set up 1st and goal at the 8.
Ian, you're right. They're going fast. They're already lined down. We're going to snap it again.
Jack Payne in the shotgun. Cordero at the sniffer position. Caleb Thompson at running back. Thompson gets the rock. He bounces it outside. And they're going to get us for a hold, Rick. And we had a handful of jersey on that one. We
did. You know, if we're going to protect our guys and we're out there and we're fighting hard, when the defender breaks away from you, when you're successfully blocking him, if anything snags on his body, the referee's going to see it. His jersey had a little pull.
Oh, it was hard not to see that one.
It did.
And the flag kind of came out late, to be honest.
He did.
So I didn't even get the fans excited by talking about the run. Right. That one was coming back the whole time. So Darlington with a mistake there, but an effort foul, of course, and they'll be backed up now, and they'll have. Rome is up 31-7. There's an update. Just an an amazing performance, an amazing bounce back, and you expect that from a John Reed coach team. So
incredible. Their back was against the wall to win, have any chance to win the region or even get a good seed, and they're doing it tonight.
Glad to see that. 3 wide receivers out to the left. Oh, I love the play call. And Thompson is able to shake free after, first he's still trying to go. And that was just a little delay handoff. Love that play call. We haven't seen that tonight.
Well, it's exactly that. It's something that's schemed. There's a delay handoff, and he's going to, and Coach Atha trusts the running backs to select their lanes.
Thompson again, a heavy dose of Caleb Thompson on this drive. That time he doesn't get anything as the Kings Ridge defense is up to the task of stopping him, setting up a 3rd and goal from the 11-yard line. Now, I do not believe with the score at 21-7, unless they get pretty close to the goal line, I would imagine we'll have a field goal attempt on 4th down from this range, but we'll see what the Tigers can do. Brent Bell's known for going to his bag of tricks in this situation, right?
Exactly, he is. Number 74, the last guy for making the tackle for Kings Ridge, is 6'2", 200-pound senior.
Will Strain made that play. 2 wide receivers to the left, man in motion. Payne fires. He's got Thompson, but the ball was a little high. Couldn't handle it, came out a little bit hot. And Darlington will have 4th and goal from the 11, and it's decision time for Coach Atha. He's not wasting any time. Here comes the kicking team, and our guy, Ryland Scott's going to get a chance to put 3 on the board. And you want to come away with points.
You do. You absolutely do. You want to reward the offensive line for their achievement to drive the ball so successfully down the field. The running backs, Jack Payne at quarterback, and let Mr. Thomas put the icing on the cake.
So here we go. Ryland
Scott.
Payne there to hold it. Good snap, ball's down. Scott hits it, but it's blocked by Kings Ridge. It ricochets off the defender's hand. I'll see who it was on the replay, but it went out of the back of the end zone. So Kings Ridge will take over at the spot of the kick. And this crowd is energized, Rick. They got the pick 6, and then Darlington looked like they were going to come down and reassert their dominance, but they came away with no points in the end. Scott hit it well. That was just a really good play.
He did. They seemed to just hit the wedge hard right in the middle, on their tallest athlete. On the replay, we could see who it is. Did get a piece of it and killed the extra point and the field goal, and it was headed right toward the uprights.
You could tell by the way it came off his hand. He caught the ball well. That was just a great effort play from Kings Ridge. Didn't catch the kid who blocked it, but Kings Ridge takes over at their own 20-yard line with a chance to claw their way back into this game. Single back formation. Jones hands off. I believe that's Fisher Edwards, and the Tigers are having none of it. That'll be a loss of a yard on 1st down.
Well, he's met by a host of Tigers. Once again, the central area, the interior line of scrimmage, is being controlled by the Darlington Tigers on that play. And you've got to hit him hard and hang on to number 4, Joseph. He's 6'1", 210, senior for Kings Ridge, and he's a very recruitable athlete, would you say?
Yeah, no doubt about it. No doubt about it. And the big eaters are out there. And, man, again, it's the depth. You look out there, you got a whole new host of Tigers playing defensive line, and they're just as good as the guys that were in before them.
Exactly.
That's impressive. Jones under center, single back formation. Tight end rolls into a fullback position, making it an I form, and it's going to be a handoff. Fisher Edwards. And I tell you what, Fisher Edwards, he's playing hard, but he's just not the same kind of athlete that you get with Ethan Joseph. When he's on the field, this offense is a different machine, and you see number 4 trotting back out right now as we bring his name up.
Absolutely. You have a senior, 3 juniors, and a sophomore that are a central starting offensive line. The big eaters, as you fondly say, and you're right. Gus Gamage just twisted the upper body of their best running back in a way that if he's going to come back in there again, I'm sure Gus will be waiting on him.
And, Rick, that brings us to the end of the 3rd quarter. It was 21-0 at halftime. It's 21-7 at the end of the 3rd. We've got a little bit more of a ball game than we expected. We're going to take a break. We'll be back in 1 minute with the 4th quarter here in Alpharetta. Come on. I need you back. I need you back. All right, we're back, and I apologize we missed that last play. If you're a Tigers fan, you might be glad you missed it because
Exactly.
Charlie Jones made something out of
Phenomenal
nothing. I mean,
Yeah.
I think he picked up 60 yards on the carry, and Kings Ridge is knocking on the door, and this is all of a sudden a little tense here if you're a Darlington fan. Jones hands off.
I think we need a steady diet of both Joseph and Jones.
No doubt about it. Those two guys look like they're capable of carrying this offense on their back and the defense as well, as they're making a lot of plays on the other side of the ball. That time Joseph was hemmed in by this Darlington defensive front and got a few yards, setting up a second down.
It was like a 2nd and 6 on the Darlington Tiger 20, and we need to reassert ourselves in this game now.
Absolutely. And in the first half, in all fairness, Darlington, the turnovers that they caused never really gave Kings Ridge a chance to get any consistency on offense. This half, they have found it. Jones in the shotgun. Joseph to his left in the backfield, and he'll get the pitch. Joseph to the outside. Great pursuit by the Darlington defense. Patrick Shelley, Jack Good, and Joel Lowenberg all in on the tackle there, Rick.
Well, if we got a piece of Joseph, he's going to sleep late tomorrow, but he is performing stellarly tonight for Kings Ridge, doing all he can do.
No doubt about it. He's having to come off the field on third down, and they need him out there just about every snap. But he's coming off the field, and it'll be Jones and Fisher Edwards. Those guys have gotten the bulk of the carries when Joseph is not on the field. So here we go, big third down. About 4 yards. You got to think it's 4-down territory here for Kings Ridge, but we've seen their kicker has got a big leg, so that could come into account later. Here's the snap. Jones fakes the pitch. He takes it up the middle. He shakes the runner and gets to the end zone, and that's a touchdown for Kings Ridge. And we've got a Tiger fight here, Rick.
We do. No question about it. Since the second half started, the Tigers wearing purple jerseys have come out intent to play this first home game of the season for them with all the intensity, and with 3 seconds, with 10:03 left in the fourth quarter, upon them making an extra point, they're only 1 touchdown down.
We've got ourselves a ball game, and it looked like it was just going to be a boathouse blowout victory for Darlington early, but that has not turned out to be the case as Kings Ridge lines up for a very important extra point. Here's the snap. It's down. The kick is up. It's right between the pipes, and it's 21-14. Darlington clinging to a 7-point lead that was once a 21-point lead. So they've got to compose themselves. They did a great job on their last drive. They just couldn't finish it. The field goal got blocked, and then Kings Ridge makes one big play and takes advantage of it to pull this Darlington lead down to 7 points.
Well, I think Darlington is going to get back to what they did great in the first half, and we just need to do that.
Absolutely. We've seen Jack Payne pretty much exclusively at quarterback. It'll be interesting to see if they go with a change of pace and bring Patrick Shelley out on this drive. Not that Payne hasn't performed well. He's played an excellent game so far today. That was the first offensive touchdown that Kings Ridge has scored all night. So the defense has done a remarkable job.
And the one play we couldn't call, which the Darlington Tigers, like you said, he was probably glad that we weren't back from the commercial break, is the quarterback, Charlie Jones, senior. He ran the ball probably 70 yards and made 50. I mean, he was zigzagging and running all over. I don't know if anyone remembers Steve Young's run for the 49ers. It nearly looked like that.
Yeah, was that against I think it was against the Vikings. That was amazing. All right. That's a live ball, and we've had trouble fielding it there. Thompson has trouble, but sometimes this can turn into a big play. He's able to turn it into something, getting out to around the 24-yard line.
I thought there may have been a face mask there or a horse collar. I don't know.
We'll see if the flag comes out. Yeah. Don't see one on the field. So it looks like the Darlington Tigers will start this drive just shy of their own 25-yard line, and they really need to sustain a drive here just to take away from this momentum that Kings Ridge has built in the past quarter and a half.
We need about a 7 or 8 minute drive for a touchdown.
That is just what the doctor ordered.
Exactly.
And it is Patrick Shelley that will come out at quarterback for this possession. He's got Cordero and Caleb Thompson with him. Cordero at the sniffer back position, Thompson at running back. 2 wide receivers to the right. It's a handoff to Thompson. And man, they're coming around that back end and having a lot of success when they're giving that off-tackle run to Thompson. They're bringing him down from behind. That time it was number 23, Quentin Grimes, that made the tackle, and Eli Thompson comes up a little bit gimpy. He's limping around.
He came from the backside. He chased him down, and when you get tackled from the backside, if the guy swings his lower body into the back of your legs and comes down on your ankles.
Shelley rolls out. He's under duress, but he gets away. And Shelley, who has got an ability to make something out of nothing, wasn't spectacular, but he was able to pick up a few yards, and it'll be 3rd down and long. And the Tigers really need this one, Rick.
Yeah, it's 3rd down and a long 7. Probably a short 8. I'm being over-optimistic there, but the Tigers are lined down again, and we need to not give the ball back right now if we can help it. We've got a timeout, Kings Ridge. I'm a bit surprised by that.
I am too. That's their 2nd timeout, and at this point, they're climbing back in the game. Those timeouts are going to be vital. We'll take one with them. 30 seconds, and we'll be back. All right, we are back here at Van Sant Stadium at Kings Ridge Christian Academy in Alpharetta, Georgia, on a beautiful night, and one that looked like it was going to be a cakewalk for the Darlington Tigers. It has not turned out to be said cakewalk. We're in a Tiger fight, and we're going to see how this turns out. We've got a 3rd and long here. Patrick Shelley comes out in the shotgun. Caleb Thompson is back there to his right. He's got 4 wide receivers. Takes the snap, drops back to pass, looks downfield, fires. It's tipped by Kings Ridge, nearly intercepted by Charlie Jones. Fortunate that that one did not stay in Jones' hands, because he would have had nothing but green grass in front of him. He couldn't reel it in. The Tigers are going to have to punt away the football.
No question about it. The punt's going to be real critical here, because our punter is probably going to be lined up on the 15 or 13, maybe 12-yard line of the Darlington Tigers on the 11 to kick it out of there. So Mason McKenzie, we're going to depend on a wonderful snap, and it is.
They brought heat.
They did.
But a great punt there by Thomas Bethel. Good hang time under duress. He gets off a good kick. And Kings Ridge will have good field position, but that would have been awful had they blocked it. Bethel did a great job to get that off.
He did. Mason McKenzie, he's recruitable as a specialist, as a snapper. He's a 4-sport athlete. He snapped it to Bethel, and Bethel boomed it out of there under heat of no less than 3 Kings Ridge defenders.
All right, we'll set the stage for you real quick. 8 minutes and 45 seconds left in the 4th quarter. Darlington leads 21-14, but Kings Ridge has the football, and they are making a ferocious comeback in the 2nd half as they have a bid here to even this game up with a touchdown. Darlington's defense looks to thwart that effort. Charlie Jones in the shotgun. It's a pistol form. They have been running the ball hard all night. Jones fakes it, throws it, and there's not a chance. They have really struggled in the downfield passing game. They've had success in the running game, and they've set up that opportunity, but Jones was not able to complete it. He took a shot back there as well, Rick.
Cordero put him on his back hard, and we had good coverage, and a little higher up, a little more air under it, we would have gotten the interception. So a good 1st down play to put them at 2nd and 10.
And I tell you what, you can't ask for a much better safety back there than Patrick Shelley. That guy plays excellent defense, and he's a ball hawk. He'll go get it.
He's center field, and he'll make it happen.
Jones in the shotgun. He's got Fisher Edwards in the backfield with him with trips left. Here's the snap. It's a pitch to Edwards. He's got nowhere to go. And Edwards doesn't have that ability to just shake defenders like Joseph and Jones do, so the Tigers get a big loss there, and they're putting Kings Ridge in a position they're not comfortable in, 3rd and long. They're not a great downfield passing team. We've got a Kings Ridge player down. I believe that is Quentin Grimes, and so they're going to take a look at him. We're going to take a 30-second break, and we'll be right back. Back here with more Darlington Tigers football. Again, a hush over the crowd because one of their own is on the ground. It looks like a cramp to me, Rick. They're stretching out his leg. And we should be back to action here shortly. When we do return to the field, it'll be Kings Ridge with a 3rd and 14 from their own 40-yard line. The Darlington Tigers are trying to get a much-needed stop here.
Agree, but this is the defensive prowess that we needed to rise up again with, and the Tigers have. It's 3rd down and a long 13, and Grimes is essential to their backside defensive play and as a utility man. And number 23, Grimes, so I hate to see any player hurt, but he's hobbling but up, and he's a very willing, courageous Kings Ridge Tiger player.
Looks like what my father refers to as a Charlie horse to me. So.
Exactly. He does.
So
he does. It's not a cramp. I think he's got something going muscularly that's going to hamper him.
Here we go. They go empty backfield. We haven't seen that too often. 4 wide receivers. And the refs blow it dead. They're going to throw a flag, and it's a false start. So
again, would you say 20 or 25 yards worth of false starts?
Easily.
Yeah.
Easily. No doubt about it. That'll back them up 5 yards. It'll be a 3rd and 18. And again, we were saying that 3rd and 13, this is not in this Kings Ridge offensive comfort zone. This is not what they do well.
Not at all. Not at all. And a freshman ran the ball when we last had live action, and both Gus Gamage and McClooney put the helmet on him.
Oh, here comes Lowenberg off the edge. Jones, his knee was down. That is a sack for Joel Lowenberg, and we're going to see this Kings Ridge team forced to punt it away. Big stop there from the Darlington Tigers defense, and they'll get the ball back on offense with a chance to make this a 2-score game. 7:56 and counting left in the 4th quarter.
Well, this is our chance. If we can turn the tables and turn the burners back on real big like we had in the 1st quarter, even the 1st quarter of the 1st half, and stick this in the end zone when we reclaim the ball and go on offense, that's going to be the difference in these last 7 minutes.
Holding forehand, back to punt. Here's the snap. Good-looking snap that time. Forehand catches it. We've got a flag. Thompson, he came really close to muffing that punt. The reaction from the Kings Ridge fans and some of the Darlington players has me a little concerned about this penalty.
I believe he roughed him, and they're going to have it back on offense.
Oh, man, Rick, I was looking downfield. I did not see the punter get hit there. But what a turn of events, if that is indeed the case.
We've had the Kings Ridge punter struggle because of excellent rush by Slade Clevenger, but he either was blocked into him or was so aggressively coming at him, he unfortunately didn't get a piece of the ball. Now, it's the illegal procedure.
Okay, so we have 2 penalties.
Yeah, they offset.
They offset. Okay.
We got the best end of that deal.
Yes, we did, and he did call it running into the kicker, which would have only been a 5-yard penalty, so it would not have been an automatic 1st down. So
that's what made Slade Clevenger a starter on special teams and a substantial contributor as an 11th grader to the Darlington Tigers team. He's aggressively back there, and that punter better be ready and get it out of there, Slade Clevenger.
Here's the snap. Good snap. Forehand with the kick. Good hang time, not too much distance. Thompson comes up and makes the fair catch at the 40-yard line. That's where the Tigers will take over with 7 minutes and 17 seconds. And this is a big drive here, Rick. They really need to go get some points just to put this game away.
Absolutely. The fair catch right there is a little thing, but it's a big thing if he doesn't make the fair catch and it rolls back to the Darlington 20. It could have been a 20-yard turn there that Thompson prevented happening by making the fair catch.
You know, and Rick, I mentioned the absence of Demarion Floyd, but another big name that we haven't seen tonight is Bowden Owens, and he's kind of he's kind of their, you know, muscle back that they like to bring in these situations where they've iced the game with him the last 2 weeks. So he's missed out there. But the Tigers have an opportunity, and Patrick Shelley is in at quarterback. Shotgun formation, trips to the right. Fakes the handoff. We've got a flag, so whatever happens here, I believe it's coming back. Shelley breaks away. So, of course, Shelley makes something electric happen and gets all the way down to the Kings Ridge 30, but I believe this one is coming back, Rick.
Well, after the play had the pursuit had gone down the Darlington sideline 20 or 30 yards, we had some chippy moments here, too. I don't know if they ran out of flags.
They may have. We will see what the call is. I didn't see an official around the skirmish that you were talking about, so they may have just missed it. It's an illegal shift, and that's going to bring this play back. A great game by Patrick Shelley is going to be nullified by this penalty, and the Tigers are going to be behind the sticks on 1st and 15. And this crowd is just gaining more and more momentum. And you mentioned it's chippy down there, and when it gets close like this, you know, there's a lot of passion that's being
it is. Well, it's the way it should be. Nobody's doing anything that's against the rules or unethical. They're just playing good 14 to 18-year-old chippy football.
Yeah, absolutely. Patrick Shelley in the shotgun, trips to his right. You've got Thomas Bethel, Will Bagby out there, I believe. You got Braden Bell as well. Fakes the handoff. He's going to keep it again. Patrick Shelley wants to put his stamp on this game. He gets the 5 yards from the penalty back, and it'll be 2nd and 10.
So that's a good safe run, tucking the ball in tight. They're going to start trying to tackle the ball because we're only 6.5 minutes and ticking from the end of this game. So I know that Patrick would know that, and he'll make the adjustment.
And important to note, Kings Ridge has spent 2 of their timeouts, so they only have 1 left. So a long drive here could really go a long way to a Darlington victory. Patrick Shelley in the shotgun. He's going to hand this one off to Thompson. And I tell you what, Thompson made the most out of that, but this Kings Ridge defense has been much, much better in the second half as far as they're just staying in their gaps and playing good fundamental defense, because Thompson was running wild in the first half. He has not been able to do that in the second.
Eli Thompson makes the toughest gain of 2 yards that we've seen tonight, and he's a gamer for any time, long run, short run. Thomas Galbraith, a freshman, number 44, is in there playing for Kings Ridge.
So we've got a 3rd down and a long 8 here. Patrick Shelley in the shotgun, Thomas Bethel, Eli Thompson, Will Bagby to the right. Here's the snap. It's a swing pass.
Plenty of room. He can make this 1st down.
He sure can, and he does. He knew the line of gain, and he got there. He extended the ball just to make sure that it was past the marker, and a huge 1st down pickup there for the Darlington Tigers to keep this drive alive.
Well, that's what the difference is in good teams and very good teams. And this Darlington Tiger program has developed from this year, like you're saying, a lot of guys that have just forged themselves together since the hot summers of Iron Tiger. And late in the game, you're not going to outshape us and desire us.
Shelley in the shotgun. Thompson in the backfield. He's going to give it to Thompson. Thompson with a nice spin move there. And, man, he makes something out of nothing almost every carry. He gets 4 yards there. It looked like he was going to be swallowed up at the line of scrimmage. But Caleb Thompson continues to impress tonight.
He does. Whether it's 18 or 13, Thompson brothers get it done. And, you know, in consecutive weeks, I think they shared the bakery cake, didn't they?
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Both brothers have gotten some icing on their cakes. There's no doubt about it.
Goodies home.
No doubt about it. Mason McKenzie comes in, number 5. Haven't seen him tonight. He's in the slot. Snapped Shelley. Shelley hands it to Thompson. Thompson fumbles the ball. I believe he was able to get back on top of that, Rick. He was.
Well, the mark of a good athlete, even when he struck, and you're going to start trying to strip the ball, is he was very heady. He got back. He fell on it. And we still got maybe a small gain, a half-yard gain. What is it, 3rd and 4?
Yeah, right at 3rd and 4, maybe a long 4. Shelley looks at the sidelines for the play call. Out on the field on offense is Joel Lowenberg. Now he's going to the sidelines. We're seeing a lot of different personnel in and out of this ball game.
We may have to call a timeout here.
Play clock's got to be low. They're set, 3 wides to the right. Shelley takes the snap. It's a little high. He's in trouble. He fought just to get a yard there, but that's going to be well short of the first down, and the Tigers have a decision to make. The defense has only given up 1 touchdown tonight, Rick. You can punt and pin them deep. We'll see what Tommy Atha decides to do, but it'd be pretty risky to go for it here on the 45-yard line. But that looks like what they're going to do.
We're lining up to go for it and to try to win the game now by keeping the ball and not returning it to them. But maybe we're going to just see if they'll jump off.
And it could be that. We've seen the quarterback punt from Patrick Shelley in the past as well. Shelley goes with the hard count, looks at the sidelines, timeout Darlington, and they were indeed just going to try to get the 3-5 yards, which is always a good effort.
That's the play to make here. We need to punt it away.
So timeout Darlington. We're going to take 30 seconds. We'll come back. It's going to be an exciting finish here. We'll talk to you in just a few. We are back with you here on a beautiful Friday night that looked like it was going to be a walk in the park and has been anything but in the second half. So here we are with a big play here, a punt for the Darlington Tigers, but this needs to be a good one from Thomas Bethel. They're going to try to pin Kings Ridge deep in their own territory and make them drive the whole field if they're going to tie this ball game up. Bethel at his 40 takes the snap. Here's the kick. Good hang time. He's been solid all night. Hits at the 15. And pretty much stays right there, so it put the brakes on.
Great, that's great.
Yeah, so they'll have to go 85 yards if they want to even the score, and that's going to be a tall task against the tough Darlington Tigers defense. 3:07 left and only 1 timeout left for Kings Ridge.
Well, the last offensive series that Kings Ridge had, I think our interior line reasserted themselves for control of the trench, so we're going to see that now. And if he doesn't get the ball off quick, we could see maybe a fumble or a sack.
Absolutely. Kings Ridge likes to run the football. They have time to execute their entire playbook with 3:07 left, so I look for them to go all in. It's 4-down territory going forward.
Yeah, there's no punch coming from Kings Ridge now.
He's going to line up under center. Single back form, 2 wide. It's play. No, I thought it's play action. He's taking a shot downfield. He's got a man. Excellent defense right there. That's how you finish a play, Eli Thompson, because that ball was on the money and it hit the receiver in the hands. It was the way Eli finished by swatting that ball away at the last minute that saved a huge gain. Great play by Eli Thompson.
And I would say if anything was going on there, Eli Thompson was so close in his shirt, the receiver had his left hand pushing back on Eli Thompson and still didn't make the catch because Eli Thompson was in his shirt with him.
And you have to be careful there to not draw the PI. He played it perfectly.
He did.
That was excellent, excellent coverage.
And he denied him the pass at the last second.
Jones takes the snap. He's going to hand this one off to Joseph. Dangerous player, and he's going to pick up good yardage, about 6 on the carry. Watching that clock close.
Their lack of timeouts are going to loom large now.
They sure are, Rick. They had to spend a few early in the half. They've got 1 in their pocket, but only 2 minutes and 40 seconds to go. And they're huddling up, which is a little peculiar.
Yeah, this is valuable time they're losing.
All right, they break the huddle. About 15 seconds dropped off the clock just there as they still haven't snapped the ball. Jones in the backfield with Joseph. Has trips to his left.
That was motion. Did we see a flag?
We did not.
Well, the next best thing to a flag that we stopped for no gain.
Yeah, no gain. It's a running play, and we
Yeah.
stopped them within the boundaries, so
Yeah.
the clock continues to run here. Not great clock management
It's
here
fourth
by
and a
Kings
long
Ridge.
5.
Yeah, sure is. So the Tigers have a chance right here to put
I don't
this-
understand what they're doing right now.
I don't
all due
either.
respect.
It's a head scratcher, Rick.
Yeah.
I mean, you've got to move a little bit faster than this. They've let it. We're close to a minute that has run off the clock because they're huddling up
Yeah.
in a 2-minute situation. And that's
with
to the
one
Tigers'
timeout
advantage.
left,
Yeah.
with that much time left, I would have used this timeout if I was them to talk about what we're going to do on 4th down.
Huge play here.
Yeah.
This is the ball game.
Yeah.
Jones in the shotgun.
Keep
Joseph.
them in front of you.
He drops back. Looks for a receiver. He's going to try to make the play with his feet, but the Tigers are there. Jack Good. It's the first man there. I don't know if he got it or not, Rick. It looks like the spot is going to give them a first down. They will move the chains. So Jones scrambles.
He makes the senior play with his legs, and he barely got it, but he got it.
He did, and he's done that
Yeah.
a few times tonight. Again, it has been the Jones and Joseph show for
Exactly.
Kings Ridge. Darlington knows where they're going, and they've stopped it for the most part, but Kings Ridge has had success with that duo. Still huddling up. The clock is stopped right now. He was tackled in bounds, so I don't understand why the clock is stopped.
81 seconds to go, 82 yards, 83 yards?
I guess he got out of bounds.
73 yards.
My apologies there. All right, Jones under center. Minute and 21 left. Takes the snap. Play action pass. He's firing deep. He's got a man.
Excellent defense.
It's the other Thompson.
It is.
Caleb Thompson with a great play there to break that pass up. Jones puts a lot of air under the ball when he passes, and Darlington is making the play. They recover.
He does. Jones throws a soft pass. He throws an accurate pass, but around the Thompson brothers, they're going to get the ball and get to it.
No doubt about it. As he made a great play. He had his man, but Thompson recovered and made a play on the ball, almost intercepted it. Would have been the 4th pick of the night for the
That
Tigers.
tight end release was there, though, for Kings Ridge, except we had Caleb Thompson.
Here we go, 2nd down. Jones in the shotgun. Minute 13 left. Takes the snap, rolls to his right. Looking downfield. Here comes the Tiger defense. He's holding the ball forever, throws it up and out of bounds. He didn't have anything downfield.
You had Joseph over here in the center of the field, but there's no way you could see him because of the excellent pressure we had from the interior line and the rush on the quarterback.
Absolutely. He rolled out to his right, felt like he held the ball. Well, he did hold the ball for a long time.
He did.
11 seconds came off the clock.
3rd and 10.
Yeah, 3rd and 10, minute and 2 left. Kings Ridge only has 1 timeout. They trail by 7. 21-14, Darlington with the lead here.
I hope they're not sending in that as a play that Joseph delays going out to the center of the field and he rolls and then throws back to him, because Joseph would be a dangerous guy to have the ball right now.
In the open field, he is scary. Jones in the shotgun. Joseph to his right. Drops back. Pressure's on. He fires. He's got nobody. That one falls harmlessly incomplete, and it's going to be 4th and 10. And it's another, you either make this or the ball game is over. So here it comes.
Jones's completion, attempt at a completion was to Nolan Raines, the senior, number 3. He was blanketed by number 19, Braden Bell, for the Darlington Tigers. He's had a good selection of plays that he's come in the secondary and made things happen.
And the Darlington defense asking for the Darlington faithful who have made the trip to this game to get on their feet and support the Darlington Tigers. They're doing just that, making their presence felt. Jones in the shotgun. Here's your ball game, folks. He's back to pass. Pressure. Cordero coming hot and heavy. He throws it deep. He's got a man, but it's incomplete. And again, Caleb Thompson comes in and knocks that one down. The crowd wants pass interference. It was not. It was a great play by Thompson. Again, it was a high-hanging ball, and that gives the defensive backs a chance to come in and make a play on the ball. Thompson did just that. Darlington will take over on downs. With 1 timeout, they can go to the victory formation.
Absolutely.
And let's take a win back to Rome, Georgia.
And it's a great victory. We dominated this game except for a segment of the game when Kings Ridge Tigers came out and they executed a good scheme, a good game plan to try to get back in the game, and they in fact did, Ian. For for a bit.
Yeah, to their credit.
Yeah.
And this is a team that came up 2 points short of beating Christian Heritage.
Okay.
We expected them to be competitive. It was kind of surprising the way Darlington was beating them early, but
you made a good point that with the turnovers, they weren't really having a time to try to implement their scheme against us on offense, and then in the second half they did.
Yeah, they did not turn the ball over in the second half. They couldn't get any rhythm in the first half because of those turnovers. So we saw a different Kings Ridge team in the second half. And at the end of the day, you get the W. And
Absolutely.
At halftime, there were no coachable moments. Coach Eighth has got plenty to take them home and watch on tape after this second half.
He absolutely does. And the Darlington Tigers in victory formation, great crowd, great night. It's been an exceptional game for the Tigers, and they do have some coachable moments, but it's been a great night to be a Darlington Tiger.
And that will do it. Jack Payne kneels on the ball, and your Darlington Tigers escape with a victory, 21-14 at Kings Ridge. They move to 4-1 on the season. Kings Ridge drops to 2-2. Next week, a big game on the road at Bremen. That's a good Bremen Blue Devils team that Darlington will take on, and then they enter region play. So everything that the Tigers want to achieve is still in front of them, Rick.
Well, it's a great non-region game to cap off the non-region series of the 6 games prior to the 7th, 8th, 9th, and 10th game, which are our 4 region games. So to go down to Bremen and play a very able Bremen Blue Devil team will be a great contest for the Darlington Tigers.
Absolutely. All right, you heard it here, guys. Darlington Tigers win again. That's 4 in a row for this Tiger team. We're going to take a quick break. We're going to go for 2 minutes, come back with your Honeymoon Bakery icing on the cake player of the game. So we'll talk to you in 2 minutes. Shelley, 2 interceptions and a touchdown pass.
Here, I'm becoming who I want to be.
Here, I am looking toward my future.
Here, we learn from our failures so that we may soon succeed.
Here, we're passionate about learning and trying new things every day.
Here, we search for new perspectives and cultures so we can better understand the world.
Because at Darlington, we know we're in the most trusted hands.
As we discover new passions and learn more about ourselves through academics,
athletics,
fine arts,
and service to our community, we show our versatility as we choose different pathways to our goals.
This is our home.
We embrace challenges and persevere, even when something seems impossible.
We collaborate and create to take our place in the world.
We know that together we can make an impact.
This is our moment, our time.
Graduates today, Darlington forever.
It's region play from there, and that's where you make or break yourself. And the Darlington Tigers seem poised to make a run at a region championship, if you ask me, Rick.
Well, when you look at what Tommy Atha and the coaching staff and players did last year, it was an unsuccessful 2-point conversion that allowed Bremen to get out of Chris Hunter Stadium with a 21-20 win. So we're looking forward to going down there and giving the Blue Devils all that they want at their place. And that's a good way to finish up the non-region schedule because they're always capable, they're ready, and they're going to be an aggressive Blue Devil team. But let me tell you something. We've got a Darlington Tiger team that has a chemistry going, and I think we've got a peaking moment that's happening here that we can make a great run at a region title.
Well, they've shown week in, week out they can win games in different ways. Tonight they had to hold on after building a big lead, and I think they'll grow from that like they have their other victories.
And that's a big thing that we showed, that we had a 21-0 lead. Credit to Kings Ridge that they came out, and like you said, they played Christian Heritage so close just to a 2-point deficit loss. And we rose to the occasion and were the victor Tiger on the field tonight.
Yeah, the premier purple and white Tigers, right? Yeah,
that's right.
There you go.
That's right.
So Rick and I talked about it during the break. There's a lot of players that deserve a lot of credit. This was a great team victory. That's the way the Tigers play football. That's the way Coach Tommy Atha coaches his players. So it's always a tough decision. Will Bagby had a great game tonight.
Absolutely. Will Bagby showed up and showed out, and he's a senior, and he has that capability, and he has hands like glue, and we're going to see a lot of great things from him coming down the stretch, Will Bagby.
And the Thompson brothers, I mean, you can't say enough about them, both on offense and defense. They made a lot of plays tonight. So they are certainly honorable mention for this award as well.
Well, both running the ball and particularly in knocking down those deep passes that the ever accurate Charlie Jones was throwing for Kings Ridge was the difference in maybe them not scoring and us being in overtime right now.
They played great. Those guys deserve credit. The big eaters up front and on the defensive line. Excellent play on the line of scrimmage once again this week. But there can only be one Honeymoon Bakery.
That's right, because it's a cake and it's not cupcakes.
That's right. That's right. So we're going to award that tonight to Patrick Shelley, who had 2 interceptions.
He did.
He caught one on a tip. He caught the other off his own tip, and then he threw for a touchdown in the first half. And he was the quarterback on their final drive there, picking up a few key first downs as well. So Patrick Shelley is going to be our Honeymoon Bakery icing on the cake player of the game. We've had a different guy win it every week, and
we have.
That speaks to the diversity and next man up mentality of this Tigers team. So I won't be surprised if we have a different player every week.
No question about it. Patrick Shelley in key plays kept the ball controlled, and the same way when Jack Payne was in the game, he kept the ball controlled. And we're just looking at a total team effort, and like you're saying, you don't know who's going to get it, and it's been a different player each week.
So you heard it here, folks. Darlington Tigers moved to 4-1. They are with a 21-14 victory over the Kings Ridge Christian Academy Tigers. A big win for the Tigers. Want to take a minute as we close out this broadcast to thank Rick Lundy for being here tonight. We're here with heavy hearts because Randy Davis is in the hospital fighting for his life, and we love you, Randy, and we're rooting for you. We know you can do it.
No question about it. I'm humbled by the opportunity, and that the Davis family has had this tragedy happen, and everyone loves them and is praying for them. And I know the prayers coming from Rome and Floyd County and really all over the southeast airwaves from the iconic reputation that the family has and that Randy Davis has. He's so beloved that the prayers to heaven and for our dear Heavenly Lord to do his best to lay a healing hand on Randy Davis is palpable. And I know they feel it, and we love you very much, Randy, Sandy. We just are thinking about you, and we just want to make sure Matt and Elizabeth and everyone know how much we love you.
You heard it and you said it. That was beautiful, Rick. It's meant a lot to me just to be here tonight and continue this tradition of covering Darlington football for WLAQ. We're proud to do it. We want everybody to stay tuned for the Rome Orthopedic Center High School Football Scoreboard Show with Matt Davis and Lynn Butler. We're going to go to them now. And this one was for Randy. Thank you very much.
Absolutely. We love you, Randy.
Good night. All right.